Hello. Hi, everyone. Am I audible? Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
All right. So, did you get a chance to revise anything to practice any mock papers tomorrow, yesterday, or something else? Or any doubts from yesterday's session?
No, no doubts as of now.
Okay. All right. Okay. So today we are going to discuss some questions and answers. Okay, based on pre-seen. So yesterday we just decoded the pre-seen. Now we are going to see some questions which are likely in the examination, and we'll also cover those questions whose chances are less, but still there's still some chance. So we are going to cover even those questions. So yesterday what we had covered, we had seen talent management, right? We saw some pros and cons of talent management. Now big data we are going to study today, right? Let's see this today. See, basically, we have this yield management software, okay, which is an AI-based tool. It's a AI-based software, and we are going to discuss AI also, and we will be discussing big data as well. So let's first start with big data first. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone, right? Yeah. So in the exam, they can ask us big data questions also, that why we should invest in big data or why we should invest in CRM software. So let's see big data first. Um, Investing in big data has significant strategic importance for level as it navigates increasing competition, changing guest expectations, pricing volatility, seasonality, and capacity management issues. Big data refers to large volumes of structured as well as unstructured data gathered from the internal systems like the hotel management system, the housekeeping logs. Housekeeping logs means, if you remember, housekeeping staff has an application, right? Using this application, the housekeeping staff is posting data on HMS when they clean some room, or when the room is already cleaned, or when the room is being cleaned, or when the taps are not working. They keep posting this content on the application. So this is also data for level, right? So level will get an idea that every 15 days the taps are not working. Then level is going to devise some strategy to fix it. So housekeeping data, external sources data is also coming from external sources like online travel agencies. Online travel agencies tell me what kind of prices my competitor is charging, what kind of reviews my competitor is getting on these websites. Then guest behavior. Okay, how do guests behave? So all this information we have already with us. Now we have to use big data to get some insights from this data. Now the question is, what is the benefit of investing in big data? First of all, pricing and revenue management benefits. Levels risk register highlights pricing risk as a major issue. Setting the room rates too low reduces the revenue, while setting them too high leads to lost occupancy. So big data analytics enhances the pricing decisions by using real-time information such as competitor pricing, booking lead times. I'll tell you what is booking lead time, occupancy trends, local event calendars. So they're saying that if we use big data tools, then we can do dynamic pricing, we can do better pricing with the help of many factors like what my competitor is charging, how much is the booking lead time. See, booking lead time is the gap between the date of booking of the hotel and the date of arrival of the guest, right? So higher this booking lead time, higher is the chance of cancellation. Higher is the chance of cancellation, right? And this booking lead time, if this lead time is long enough, it also gives a chance to level, to give a lot of offers, discounts, do upselling to the hotel guests, right? So this lead time, how long is this lead time? Basis all these factors, we can do pricing, right? So all these data will be collected by big data tools. So what I'm trying to say is that using big data, we can do better pricing, we can do dynamic pricing. Most global hotel chains already use sophisticated data-driven pricing engines. Level still relies heavily on manual pricing, which exposes the business to high error rates. Big data enables us to optimize the room rates hour by hour. Means every hour, if we want, we can change our rates, right? If there are some factors, if there are some compelling factors because of which we should change our rates, then we can do this with the help of big data tools. This is particularly valuable for levels rural and coastal hotels which face strong seasonality. Dynamic data-based adjustments can smooth out demand fluctuations and reduce revenue leakage. So since we face a lot of seasonality, not just level, but the whole entire hotel industry faces seasonality risk. So there's a lot of fluctuation in the demand throughout the year. If we want to smoothen out these fluctuations, then dynamic pricing is the best, which can be best done with the help of big data tools. So the first point that you can make, see, your answer has to be very short, right? You do not have to write all this. So let's say if it is a 10-mark question, for example, it's a 10-mark question. Let's say there are no professional skills marks available. And they ask you the pros and cons of big data. You just need to make 5 points. So you need to make a total of 5 points. Okay, 1 point will fetch you 2 marks. So you can make maybe 3 points in pros and 3 points in the cons. Okay, or maybe 2 points in the cons, 3 or 2 points in the pros, and 3 or 2 points in the pros. So this is how you will write your answer. And 1 point has to be very small, not more than 2-3 lines, max 4 lines. Okay, so I'll just write a point. With this, you can judge how short your point has to be. So I'm writing, since level is already facing pricing risk, using big data tools can help us in dynamic pricing, because of which you write this much, you get 2 marks. You write this much, you get 2 marks. Fine. So since level is already facing pricing risk, using big data tools can help us in dynamic pricing, or dynamic pricing, या फिर लिख लो, you can also write competitive pricing, because of which prices will fluctuate basis factors like competitors pricing, local events, which will smoothen demand fluctuations and prevent revenue leakage or overpricing, right? So So actually, I'm not reading the chats, but yeah, you can just unmute yourself and speak. So basically, the first point will be this, and this will give you 2 marks. Okay, this is how short your answer has to be, even though this is a very detailed explanation, because this is meant for your knowledge, this is meant for better understanding, but this is not how you're supposed to write it. Okay, here this point is like 20 lines long. We don't have to write all this. We can simply write this much and you get 2 marks. Fine. Okay, next. Next is enhancing guest experience and personalization. See, guests want personalization. And if you remember, in Estland also, there are many hotels which are basically they're attracting guests by differentiating themselves. It is very clearly written in the industry data that all the hotels try to give a better experience. They try to differentiate themselves. And this is the only way how they can attract customers. And we are also a differentiator. Okay, just like other hotels, we are also a differentiator. And we need to give guests personalization, unique experience, which is possible with the help of big data. With the help of big data, we will understand what kind of, if my guest is a repeat guest, then what kind of food he ordered in the past. Is he a vegetarian, non-vegetarian? What is does he like North Indian most, or Chinese or Japanese? What kind of food he likes? Now, what we are going to do, the next time he visits us, we are going to provide him better options, or we are going to send him notifications on the mobile app or emails around the same food items which he ordered in the past, which will increase the chance of the guest ordering this food item or any other thing that we are selling him. So it helps us do targeted marketing. Okay, enhancing guest experience. Levels mission emphasizes exceptional experience for every guest. And the guests will feel special, they will feel unique if they are treated differently. Okay, if the hotel recognizes their needs and the hotel knows who the guest is. So, personalization is a major expectation from the hotels. Big data allows level to create tailored guest experiences by analyzing the stay history. Stay history means how long he stayed, what did he order, did he purchase any beauty treatments, spa treatments, yes or no. Let's say there's a person who never even visited the gym. He never visited any spa, any beauty treatments. So you get a fair idea, okay, he's not into all this. Okay. So you will definitely not be sending the same ad to that person who never took any spa treatments. So you will check his stay history. What is the preferred room type? What is his spending pattern? So let's say if I get to know that my customer has used spa a lot, like day in and day out, he went to the spa throughout his 7-day stay, then the next time he comes, I'm going to give him some premium options in the spa. Okay. And all my ads, all the emails, and most of the mobile notifications, the app notifications would be related to spa, because I know that the conversion rate or the effectiveness of this ad would be very high. Okay, the person will end up purchasing these services because I have studied his spending pattern, so I understand the customer. You can also check his feedback, the past feedback he has given. Using predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is big data only. So using predictive analytics, level could send targeted offers such as 3-night coastal break for returning guests. I know that I love these kind of rooms, okay, which have a special ambience, and they look very raw, and they look very, very, very scenic. And I mean, they give a historic, basically, they look very vintage, okay. So, Level knows that this customer loves these kind of rooms. So whenever there's an offer, okay, I'm going to send vintage hotels offers to him, okay, because I know the conversion rate will be very high. So using predictive analytics, Level could send targeted offers such as 3-night coastal break for returning guests, or personalized add-ons like late checkout. Okay, our standard checkout time is 12 p.m. Okay, but for you, we are extending it till 3 p.m. Anniversary packages, okay, you also get to know the birthdays, anniversaries, and the special days of your guests. And on those special days, you send them special offers. The conversion rate again is very high. This increases guest satisfaction. Yes, guests love it when you send them happy birthday messages, when you send them happy anniversary messages, and not just that, you give them some special offers, special discounts only for them, only for their big day, only for their birthdays. So this increases guest satisfaction. It increases the repeat rate. It strengthens levels 4-star brand positioning. So what you have to write in this answer, simply write that using big data tools or using predictive analytics, we can do targeted marketing basis the past guest behavior, like the duration of the stay, whether he purchased any spa, beauty treatments, etc., what kind of food he dined on, and basis this, we are going to provide them special offers. Okay. So this will increase guest satisfaction, revenue, etc. So this is the second benefit, right? So I'm just writing in short. The second benefit is you can do targeted marketing like emails, mobile app notifications, basis past guest behavior, like food preference, feedback, purchasing other services like beauty treatments, etc. So I remember once I purchased something. I purchased a blue dress from LimeRoad, and I basically what happened. All of my past, because I was a very frequent purchaser here, so all of my dresses used to be navy blue in color. So navy blue was my favorite color. Even I didn't know that, but LimeRoad used to send me, like, every time I ordered something from them, after a few days, I used to get emails from this company saying that, "Hi Archana, we have added another blue dress in our wardrobe, and this has been selected by our designer for you. So would you like to try this out?" So this is targeted marketing. Okay, they are not sending me any yellow dress notifications. They know I don't like yellow. They know I don't like pink. They're sending me just blue dress notifications because of big data, because they have analyzed my past behavior, and basis this, they're doing targeted marketing. So this is what big data does. Okay. Now, next benefit of big data is operational efficiency. So this is related to operations. Operations like housekeeping, maintenance, repairs, reception operations. Now see this. Big data can optimize staff scheduling, housekeeping routes, and maintenance planning. Predictive maintenance models can detect equipment failure risks early, important for levels aging properties where boilers, lifts, ACs may frequently fail. Now, if you remember, big data is of two types. Big data tools. One is predictive data tools, data mining tools. Another is descriptive data mining tools. Predictive is going to predict the future, okay, basis the past trends. Descriptive tries to tell you why something happened in the past. Fine. For example, let's say I'm doing a concert. Okay, let's say I'm a musician, or let's say I'm a event management company, and let's say Ed Sheeran is coming to India. He's a singer. He's coming to India. Now, the last concert we did was with Diljit Dosanjh, right? Now, when Diljit came, basically what happened, there was a food shortage. Water shortage. The ACs were also not working. Okay, some of the ACs malfunctioned, and some gate crashing happened, some stampede happened. There were some problems, right? Now, I'm using predictive data mining tools, which is big data only. I'm using these tools to understand whether in the future also, what is the chance that such events will happen? How many people will turn up for the event? Okay, what would be the attendance? And with how much food would I need? Basis past trends, how much food, water, drinks would I need? And what is the chance of gate crashing, right? So using predictive data mining tools, you can predict the future, and then you can do better event management. That is predictive data mining tools. What is descriptive data mining tool? Descriptive tells you why gate crashing happened in the past, why food was not sufficient in the past. Was there some food spoilage because of which there was food shortage? Or did people actually ended up purchasing more than what we expected? Or what happened, or some of the food was not delivered to us on time, because of which the shortage happened? What exactly led to this food shortage? Right now, this Mahakumbh event also happened. So a stampede happened, many people died, many people got injured. Using descriptive data tools, you can understand why something happened. So now, with the help of predictive data mining tools, we can do predictive maintenance, or we can predict that these ACs are going to malfunction in the next 1 year. Means we don't want them to go bad. Okay, we want to fix them before they go bad. So this will improve the guest experience. Otherwise, what would happen? If the guests visit the hotel, okay, they see that the ACs are not working, and they're not happy with the same. The taps are leaking, the toilets are not working, the showers are not working. So this will basically, this will invite a bad rating from the customers, right? And a bad experience, and no repeat purchases from the customer. So we don't want our ACs not to work. So therefore, we can get to know in advance that this AC is going to fail, okay, and we are going to repair it before it actually breaks. So that is predictive maintenance, which can be done with the help of data mining tools. And especially our hotels are in the coastal regions, and coastal regions have high humidity, so our equipments go bad faster than the hotels which have properties in non-coastal regions. Next is reception operations. Data on check-in peaks helps allocate more staff when queues are likely. Now you remember, right? Most of our staff is part-time, right? Most of our staff is part-time, which means that we hire on need basis. We do not have full-time staff available all the time, all the year round. So we can just check basis the past trends. We can check that during these months, during these days of the week, and during these months of the year, our check-ins are the highest. And therefore, if we get to know this in advance, we can hire part-time workers in advance. So there would be no worker shortage, and the guest experience would be good. Okay. So in order to improve our operational efficiency, for example, these two things, we can use big data tools. Now tell me, any doubts still here? Then we'll move forward.
No, we're good to go.
Fine, fine.
Fine, yes.
Okay, now after operational efficiency, but you know, right, how short your points have to be? Like really very short. 3-4 lines maximum, not more than that. Okay, you can do better forecasting, like I said. You know what? This is not manual forecasting that you're doing using Excel sheets. Okay, it is a forecasting which is done with the help of big data tools, and big data is smart. They use a lot of factors when they make any forecast for you. So Level's business development team currently relies on limited market data when assessing new locations for expansion. So like I told you, we have a business development manager, right? Business development manager studies the market, studies the region, and basis that he decides whether we should set up a hotel in this place or not. But in the past, I think 7 years back, right, two of our hotels were shut down because they were not performing well. Right. Now, this kind of a situation can be avoided using big data, because big data helps us in better planning and better forecasting. So, Level's business development team, they're talking about the business development manager. So, Level's business development manager currently relies on limited market data when accessing new locations for expansion purposes. Big data can guide strategic decisions, such as which regions have the highest unmet demand, what are the regions where my competitors are underperforming, what are the what are the attractions which attract customers? Okay. Where customer segments are underserved, which hotels require urgent refurbishment. This strengthens investment planning, ensuring levels avoids the mistakes that once led to closing two underperforming hotels. So we can understand the market better with the help of big data. We can understand where to invest, means which hotels, where to set up our hotels, and it helps us in making better forecasts. Okay, now comes the risks, the problems with big data. First of all, big data is expensive. If you want to use big data, likely you need to migrate to cloud. Okay, you need to take services of cloud service providers. You need better data storage, like more data storage capacity. You need skilled data analysts. You need to provide staff training on how to make use of these tools. So this is expensive, and sometimes the benefits might be much lesser than the costs. Then next is yeah, another point, you can make it as another point, cyber security risk, like data leakage risk also increases, cyber attack risks increases. Another problem is data quality issues. See, big data results are as good as the data input. If the data input is poor data, then the decisions and the insights which are provided to you by the big data tools are also bad. So poor data input means poor decisions. In levels decentralized hotels, staff may inconsistently enter housekeeping times, guest preferences, or maintenance issues. Inaccurate data leads to flawed models and unreliable pricing recommendations. So, if the data which is fed into the systems, if that data is incorrect, let's say the housekeeping staff is not inputting the correct data into the HMS, and the other receptions and the other operations team like maintenance, if they are inputting wrong data, then the big data tools are going to analyze the wrong data, and then they are going to make a poor judgment, which will lead to incorrect decisions being made by us, right? But I won't use this point in my answer since I have to write just 2-3 points. So first point would be high cost. I'll definitely write this point. And the second point I'm going to write is data privacy risk. Okay. As level collects more data, cyber exposure increases, okay, which will damage our reputation, lead to regulatory fines, etc. Next is cultural and skills barrier. Hotel managers may be unfamiliar with data-driven decision making. Okay, see, right now they are not doing any data-driven decision making. They are doing fixed pricing, right? Even the business development manager is not using any specialized tools in deciding where to set up the hotels, right? So they are not used to data-driven decision making. So they might resist this idea. Resistance can occur if managers prefer intuition over analytics. Their decision making is intuition based. Okay, they are not using much market knowledge, okay, to take decisions. So it is intuition based, and without adequate training, adoption of big data tools will be slow. So if the workers are not skilled enough, or if there is a resistance to adoption of data analytics, then also this thing is going to fail, right? So this is the summary of what we discussed. And if you want, you can simply see, I'll be sharing these class notes with you. So what you can do, when you read this document once, okay, then you can read the entire details, everything. But just a day before the exam, you can just read the summary. Okay. So the summary isn't just one line for each point. And then you can also read the cons. Okay. But I suggest first, please go through the document in detail. Then you can, watch the summary, see the summary. Okay, now there is another point, another question which I have written, that should level acquire another hotel? Okay, this question you can read the answer on your own. I've given some pros and cons of both. So what are some problems which we can face if we want to acquire some company? Yeah. Now let's see franchising. Franchising is something which I want to cover. All right, okay. Franchising. Franchising represents a major strategic decision for Level as it considers future expansion beyond its existing portfolio of 35 hotels. Unlike organic growth, franchising allows us to extend our footprint while avoiding the substantial capital expenditure associated with property acquisition and construction. In an industry facing rising costs of energy, food, maintenance, refurbishments, franchising offers a very low risk growth path to Level, but only if it is supported by strong control systems. If you have many franchisees, you need to keep a tight control over all of them. You need to ensure that the quality standards are good. You need to ensure that they're treating the customers well. The food quality is top notch. The spa treatments, beauty treatments are good. So you need to have a tight control over all your franchisees. So you need very strong control systems if you want to expand using franchising. And governance mechanisms. Strategically, franchising allows Level to expand into attractive markets it currently does not serve. Yes, that's true. See, tomorrow it could happen that on the exam day, we might want to start serving in urban areas our business customers. Okay, so what we can do, instead of setting up a hotel in an urban area, we can give rights to a hotel which already exist in urban areas, and it has the capacity to serve the business guests. So strategically, franchising allows Level to expand into attractive markets it currently does not serve, such as major urban centers, high demand tourist hubs, or locations with growing domestic travel. Franchisee partners contribute capital. So what do they pay us? They are going to give us capital, lump sum, upfront capital. It will reduce Level's financial burden. Level also gains rapid brand visibility. Yes, our brand would be widespread across Island. So it gives us brand visibility, and that too rapid. And it reaches new customer segments. Yes. So I'll tell you the benefits of franchising. Rapid brand visibility. We can serve even the business customers and in the urban locations as well. We get upfront capital, and every month we enjoy a share in the revenue, and we do not have to spend anything, neither on refurbishments, nor on repair and maintenance, nor on employing the part-time workers or the housekeeping staff or the maintenance staff. So this is the benefit. Okay. Now, because Level's own hotels are known for unique localized design, franchisees can incorporate regional architectural features that fit the brand identity. Yes. I'll come to another point. You know what? We can also do one more thing. If we want to tap the budget customers also, right? We are a differentiator. But we can do tiered pricing also. So does anyone know what is tiered pricing? See, dynamic pricing, we all understand. What is tiered pricing?
Tiered pricing is like different, keeping the tariff room rates for different cities where we operate, or for a different category of rooms in the same hotel.
Yeah, basically, we can sell a basic plan wherein you just get a guest room and a restaurant, but then you can have silver plans with more features and then platinum plans. So that is tiered pricing. Okay. Now, you know what? If I talk about Marriott, so even though Marriott is a differentiator, but they also sell budget rooms, but under a different brand name. It's not the same brand name. I think it is Courtyard. Uh, Courtyard, I think it's the name for their luxury brand or their budget brand. Okay, but they are choosing a different name. Why? Because they don't want to confuse the customers. Otherwise, because see, everyone knows that Level is a 4-rated, 4-star hotel. Okay, and everyone identifies us as a differentiator. But if we just start selling budget rooms also, like budget services also, if we start selling some basic rooms, then our identity would be diluted and customers will get confused about our identity in our products. So we can develop a different brand name. Okay, maybe Level something something, like level stays. Okay, give it some other name, or maybe do not even use Level in it. Okay, do not use Level in it, and with a different brand name, you can get that brand name registered and you start selling budget services for budget customers. This is how you can even capture the other segments in the market. So, okay, I'll discuss this later. So, strategically, franchising gives us all these benefits because Level hotels are known for unique localized designs. We do not have a standard design. Franchisees can incorporate regional architectural features that fit the brand identity. So we can choose those companies, we can choose those franchisee partners who actually can offer these unique designs in their hotels, right? Operationally, franchising gives Level an access to a broader network supported by economies of scale in marketing, procurement, and training. Now, you know what? We are doing central purchase when it comes to items like towels, soaps, shampoos, bed sheets, etc. There's a central procurement team which is purchasing everything for all the hotels of Level, because of which Level is enjoying huge bulk discounts, right? Now, don't you think when we start purchasing for our franchisees as well, our cost per unit will go down further? Yes. Yes, tell me. Don't you think that we will enjoy further economies of scale in marketing, procurement as well when we enter into a franchising setup?
Yes.
Because now we are purchasing not just for our 35 hotels, but also for the 35 franchisees. Let's say 35 plus 35, 70. So now I'm purchasing the soaps for 70 of my hotels. Obviously, the supplier is going to give me a better discount this time, a better bulk discount. So I will enjoy economies of scale because of franchising. You can always use this point as a benefit. If they ask you some pros and cons, you can use this point. And I can also achieve economies of scale in marketing, because earlier I was doing the marketing for the 35 hotels. Now we are doing marketing the same cost. It's the same marketing spend for the 70 hotels. So the per hotel marketing cost goes down, right? Denominator is more than numerator. So the cost per unit, the marketing cost per hotel goes down, right? So we are going to achieve economies of scale in our marketing spends, in our procurement, etc. However, because Level's hotels are not standardized, maintaining brand consistency across franchised hotels is challenging, because our hotels do not have, even though the room size I think is same, right? Room size is same, na?
Yes, room size is same.
Room sizes, even though the room size is same, the design is different. Okay, it gives a different feel and a different ambience in every room, every hotel that they have. So it's not standardized in that sense. So how would you ensure consistency? Because because the rooms are not standardized. So maintaining brand consistency across franchised hotels is challenging. So you can put this as a problem, that you need to have very strong internal control system to control the standards, the quality standards in these hotels which are franchised. So you need strong standard operating procedures, detailed manuals with detailed instructions, like how many times a day the bed sheets have to be washed, how many times a day housekeeping will go and clean, and how many times the bathroom floors have to be wiped and washed. So all these manuals have to be shared with the franchisee managers. Okay, and frequent audits are also needed. We need to audit our franchisee partners frequently. Now, what are the risks here with the franchisee? Key risks include brand dilution. Brand dilution, because they might not be able to keep up the standards of levels hotels, so which will impact my brand image. And if these franchisees are offering very plain rooms, okay, in that case, my identity will be diluted, my image will get impacted, the service quality could be poor and inconsistent. Weak franchisee monitoring. If I do not monitor my franchisee, this will also be a problem for level. And there could be some technology integration issues. If my franchisees are using different, they have their own systems, and my systems and their systems, there's an integration problem. Okay, there's no, there's no consistency between the two systems of level and the franchisee. This can lead to some issues. Why? Because level is still using in-house servers. We are not on the cloud. So cloud ensures real-time updation, but we are using in-house servers. So there could be some delays in updation. Okay, franchisee disputes. You can always you can always land up in a dispute with your franchisees. Franchisees might not agree with what you instruct them. For example, I want my franchisees to offer every Saturday and Sunday a 20% discount on the rooms for the weekends. Franchisee may not agree for a 20% discount. If they don't cooperate with us, that is also a problem. Poor contract structures, okay, inadequately, fine. So all these are some points which you can use. So in summary, franchising is attractive, but operationally it is very complex. Level must ensure strong controls to protect its reputation and maintain guest experience across all franchised hotels. Now, I've also put some I've also put the pros and cons in summarized form, okay, which you can read just a day before the exam, okay, but once you need to give a good reading to the entire document. Now, dynamic pricing, I guess we all understand. We have discussed this yesterday. Okay, just let me see what other topic we can discuss.
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Yes.
Ma'am, there is also the concept of sale and lease back. So,
Yes.
can we, like, if some question comes that there are both the options to level, that is, sale and lease back option, as well as the franchising, and if we are told to evaluate both the options, so I want a little bit discussion on that aspect so that both the aspects are clear. If, like, in case of sale and lease back, what pros and cons should it be preferred over franchisee? Like, what is the better method of growth?
See, sale and leaseback are, I'll tell you, sale and leaseback they serve different purposes. See, franchising is to expand overnight. If you want to expand rapidly across Island, you
Okay,
have to
ma'am.
use franchising. Sale and
Yeah.
leaseback will not help you in brand visibility or expanding rapidly without any major investment. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Yes, ma'am.
benefits of both these are very different. Just one commonality is that franchising also gives you some money. Okay. And sale and leaseback also gives you money. Fine. That is the difference. Otherwise, the purpose is very different. With franchising, see, with sales and leaseback, you are doing the operations on your own. So your
Yes,
costs
ma'am.
are high. Your cost is still high. Okay. Because your cost is still high. But when it comes to franchising, you're not operating the hotels on your own. So definitely all the costs, the business risk, maintenance and repair and maintenance and housekeeping cost is that of the franchisee. But when it comes to sale and leaseback, it's just that I have some properties, I'm selling these properties to the purchasers, and I'm taking it back from them on lease. Now I'm going to operate again everything, all the housekeeping expenses would be mine. It's just that refurbishment I don't have to do myself now, because that will be taken care of by the owner now, right? The repair and maintenance to the building will be taken care of by the owner now. But when it comes to you know uh, training my employees and maintenance and hiring people, and all this cost is mine. And sale and leaseback doesn't help us with expansion. With it doesn't help us in expansion and improving our image.
Okay, ma'am. Got it. So,
Fine.
like,
So what
like,
I want to say is that both the options can go together.
okay, followed, ma'am. Followed. And ma'am, for like, for hotels to grow, one of the option is franchising. And what other options are available to hotels to expand geographically?
To expand geographically, we can see one thing that we can do is, if you want to expand geographically or you want to improve your revenue.
Ma'am, if we want to expand geographically, like through franchisee, it would be very, with less capital investment, we can easily grow.
Franchisee is one option. Management contract is another option,
Okay, ma'am.
which we discussed yesterday. You remember, right? Management contract.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I do remember management contract. It means that the we will not occupy the property, but we will be managing the overall hotel operations.
Yes, we are just
Okay.
managing, and the building pertains to someone else.
Okay, ma'am. Because, ma'am, what I feel is that franchisee would come with some other option, and then we have to evaluate which. Like what I have done from the previous questions. Always there are two options, and then we have to evaluate which is better. Like in one of
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
in one of
That
the
could happen.
in one of the question previous, like
I remember. Yes, yes, yes. A
there
joint
was the option
venture
of joint venture as well as
and
franchising.
franchising, na? Huh. So
Yes.
that time we chose franchising or joint venture.
No, we chose joint venture.
Joint venture. No, franchising was risky because we were doctors, right? We were vets.
Yes,
So
sir.
the
So
quality
we
standards
could
were
not
very
compromise on quality.
quality. Yes, because it
Yes.
was a matter of health of the pets. So we could
Yes,
not
yes.
compromise on that. So here, see, joint venture, I really don't think there's an option. I mean, the chances are less. They could give you franchising. Okay. See,
Yes,
franchising,
ma'am.
sale and leaseback are definitely not comparable.
No,
But
not
franchising
comparable.
with acquisition,
Acquisition.
franchising with acquisition could be a thing. Um,
Hmm.
that is possible because with acquisition you are also expanding, right? Because the
Yes, ma'am.
customers of your target company become your customers, so you're expanding that way. And then with franchising also you're expanding, but
Yes, ma'am.
franchising means you lose control, right? And with acquisition you don't lose control. But you know what? In the exhibit they will give us enough data for us
To
to
compare.
हाँ अभी I can't say कि क्या better है क्या नहीं, ठीक है? But yeah, in franchising we lose control.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, in case of acquisition, like if level there is some hotel in urban area, and the because of the location of that area, it is business customers are opting for that hotel. So we can say that in order to diversify, a level can either acquire that hotel and target business segment as well, or the other option would be to purchase a building, and then I mean to purchase a property and then go for franchising option. I mean, I just want to compare like what could be the possible scenarios, acquisition versus franchisee, how we can compare both the things.
How we can compare both the things? See,
Yes, ma'am.
it is comparable. See, if we do not have enough funds, because
Yes, ma'am.
acquisition we need funds, franchising we don't need funds. In
Okay.
fact, franchising is going to give us funds.
Additional
Acquisition
revenue,
is going to
royalty.
take away our funds.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
and acquisition, you know what? Acquisition doesn't feel okay to me
Okay.
because you need to spend a lot of money. Then again, you have to do refurbishment on your own. Okay, again, everything has to be tackled by your own. And you know
But
what? Another reason is rest of the hotels who are in the first top 5 category, they are also doing franchising.
yeah, they are also doing franchising.
They are
Yes,
also
ma'am,
doing
got it.
franchising.
But if you see the history of Level, they have expanded organically only.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
they have
Hmm.
purchased property. So
Hmm.
what seems like that since the revenue margin is good and profit margin is good, what I feel is that is what has been followed, that they buy the
Hmm.
property and then they,
Hmm.
because 35 hotels they have created, that is an organic growth. Till
Hmm.
now they have not recently, they have not acquired any, they have not
Hmm.
done any acquisitions.
They've not done any acquisitions. But you know what? Since they have used these two terms, now franchising and sale and lease back, it is hinting that they are definitely going to do something else
Yes,
now.
ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
you know what? In
Definitely.
the exam, they will give you some scenario that the CEO wants to do inorganic growth, means he wants to do some business combination and some external partnering, but someone else would be against him, and then you have to recommend it. But what is the best way out? See, I'm definitely sure they're going to compare franchising with something else.
Yeah. And what is that
Yes.
something else, ma'am? I think it would
Something
be
else, high
acquisition.
chance acquisition, high chance
High chances.
acquisition, joint venture, low chance, and then you don't have anything. Management
Okay.
contract, I'm telling you, but they haven't introduced the concept of management contract. And I don't think so that since they haven't given you this in the pre-scene, now, it's very
Yes, ma'am.
unlikely that they are going to introduce management contract concept for the first time in the unseen. If they
Yes, ma'am.
wanted to
Because, ma'am,
introduce, they would have done it in the pre-scene.
yes, ma'am, because hotels generally
Hmm.
follow this management contract approach.
Yes, they do follow it. But again, since even though they haven't introduced this concept in the pre-scene, but still I've since given you, because just in case they introduce this, so you can compare both these things. See, franchising and management contract, you can compare. So they
Ma'am,
will
then
give
in
you,
my view, management
huh,
contract would be better.
you know what? What is better and not better? Now we can't make out now. Why? Because they will give us some data. They will give us cash flows.
Okay,
See,
ma'am.
our cash flows in case of franchising would be this. In case of management contract would be this. Okay, our
Okay,
franchising
ma'am.
partner is going to give us 20% of the revenue every month, but management
Okay.
contract we are going to earn 30% every month. Okay, so we don't know how much commission we are going to make from franchising and how much commission we are going to make from management contract, and how much would be my cost in franchising and how much would be my cost in management contract. It seems that management contract is more costly, no doubt. We are operating it, but then the revenue will also be higher, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Abhi, I
I
can't predict. I can just give you some very generic points about both, very broad points.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you
So,
so much.
anyone has any doubts in the broad points, like the generic points related to management contract and franchising and sales and leaseback and acquisition and joint venture? So, these are the 5 things. If you have any doubts in these 5 things, you can ask me. Otherwise, see, you would have data. You would be given some figures in the exam, okay, which we cannot predict now. And another likely question is yield management, because we are not doing any yield management investment, and we are already facing a pricing risk. So this basically makes a very good case for investing in yield management. Or maybe the hotel that we might be asked to acquire could be a foreign hotel. It could be a foreign chain. Okay. Now let's see another topic, which is tiered pricing. Now let's see how will tiered pricing help us. See, right now we are not doing any market segmentation, right? So what is market segmentation? Yes. What is market segmentation? Anyone?
I think like creating different categories of your products, or where one company sells different brands, different products under, different subcategories of a product, we can say, or auxiliary items of a product.
Yeah, basically, we are not treating the customer as homogeneous. Okay, different customers have different demands. Some want small rooms, some want bigger rooms, some want these services, some don't want these services. So just like we sell cold drinks, so we sell a sugarless version, and then the sugary version, and then different flavors. So that is segmentation. So tiered pricing, with the help of tiered pricing, we are selling different products based on different demands, preferences, and the purchasing power of our customers. Okay, some of our customers are very price sensitive and they are budget customers. So for them, we can have cheaper rooms available. Okay, we are simply not selling a standard room, the same room to everyone. So tiered pricing, you know what? Once there was a question in the past on gym. So maybe Preeti, you might remember since you have done the past papers. I don't remember the name of the case. It was a gymnasium. It was a fitness club. Was it TT for you? No, I don't think so. So it was
No,
some
ma'am. It
fitness
was
club,
not
na?
TT for you, but I
Huh.
do remember that there was like fitness
Huh.
center, and we had to. There was a
Do
question on
segmentation.
segmentation as well, that how we
Yes.
can, attract youngsters as well as old
Yes.
people. So that
Yeah.
there was a question on
There was a
segmentation.
question on segmentation. So they can ask you the same question on how to segment your. So there, it was a fitness club. It was a gym. Okay, so we were selling yoga services, spa, and a lot of other services along with gym, swimming pool, badminton, tennis, right? But it was very expensive. So we wanted a cheaper plan so that even people who just want to go to the gym, they just have to pay 2,000, 3,000 per month. That's it. Why everyone should pay 10,000 per month when they do not want any other services like yoga, swimming pool, etc. So in that question, they ask you how to segment your market. Here also they can ask us a question on how to segment your market. So market segmentation can be done basis the purchasing power of my customers. Like if there are budget customers, you can sell them cheaper rooms. If there are premium customers, you sell them extra facilities as well. Basis this, then you can have. Now tell me, what are other points you can make? One is maybe you can make your hotels accessible to people who are handicapped. Maybe. Okay, you can make your rooms, toilets, means your bathrooms, etc., your lobbies accessible to handicapped people, disabled people, people with a disability. Any other point? People with special care, like people who are bedridden, and they need nurses 24/7 with them. They need some hospital equipments in the room. So for those, you can have special rooms, specially designed rooms with a lot of medical aid, medical equipments, and doctors and nurses with them. Any other point? How even the chances are very low, but still. Any other point? How you can segment?
We can offer EV charging facilities now these days.
EV charging facilities, yes.
We can offer rooms with pet friendly options.
Rooms with pet friendly and pet grooming options. So you can, there would be someone who would be, grooming your pet in the room itself. Then for the senior citizens, you can have some special facilities. If you're a senior citizen and if you're sick, and then you can have rooms with, yoga classes as well, or doctors who would be checking up on you every day when you're in the hotel. Okay, so yeah, the chances are obviously very less, but still I just discussed. So now we have the tiered pricing. Let's discuss tiered pricing. So tiered pricing is a structured approach where level offers different price levels based on the room type and the various inclusions, booking flexibility. Yes. Now there are some very, very expensive rooms. So you can have two types of options. One which is cancelable and you get 100% refund, and another option which are non-cancelable options. And since they are very cheap, so we do not provide any cancellation facility or refund facility. So this is another option. And next is amenities that you offer. Okay. Now, instead of a single price per room category, Level can introduce multiple tiers such as basic room, standard room, flex, premium, silver, diamond, etc. This method increases the revenue, it improves segmentation, and strengthens competitive positioning, especially on online travel agencies like MakeMyTrip, Booking.com. So, if you have a tiered pricing model and you are showcasing yourself on Booking.com, MakeMyTrip, people would be more attracted to you because you have got various options, even for budget people, even for students, college grads who are not employed. So, this is now what are the benefits of the same? Revenue maximization. You can tap into every segment. You will not leave any segment. So tiered pricing enables Level to cater to both budget sensitive and experience driven customers. Customers who don't bother much with the pricing and they want experience. It supports better distribution strategy, enhances your visibility on online travel agencies. Yes, people would be attracted to you if you have tiered pricing, and it also aligns well with Level's brand identity, particularly its focus on local culture and differentiated guest experience. Okay, so the first benefit you can say that you get better visibility on third party sites like online travel agencies. Now, are you all aware of this fact that you're not supposed to name these companies like booking.com in the exam? You know this, right?
Yes, no.
You're not supposed to use any real company names in the exam, like booking.com and MakeMyTrip. Because your examiner might not be aware of this. We don't know where your examiner is and he may not be aware of this, but you can use generic terms like online travel agencies. Okay. Another benefit is revenue advantages, higher revenue as guests often choose mid-tier or premium tiers, increased upselling opportunities, breakfast, spa. Yeah, see, there's another problem. If you do not do tiered pricing, there's another problem. Let's say our prices per hotel per day is 10,000 per night, for example. Okay, because we are a differentiator, our costs are high and our prices are also high, so we are charging 10,000 per day per night. Now, what if there are some very premium customers who want an exceptional experience and they are willing to pay 20,000 per night also, but they want some extra services? So don't you think you're losing on these opportunities by selling your rooms at 10,000 per night? Don't you think you are losing this opportunity of making money from these premium customers? So that is the benefit of premium pricing or tiered pricing. That you should also sell very expensive rooms also. Like you should also sell very expensive services also. There would be takers for the same. So it helps you if you're doing tiered pricing. It doesn't just help you in catering to the budget conscious customers. It also helps you serving those customers who want exceptional premium experience. So it helps us in upselling opportunities. It provides us with upselling opportunities. If you want to sell these pet grooming facilities, breakfast, spa, and local experiences, let's say we can also provide you with a chauffeur. So as of now, we are not a five-star hotel. We do not have these, these fine dining restaurant services and personalized personal chauffeur. But if we start providing these services also, we can increase our revenue. Okay. So, why we are doing tiered pricing? We want to serve both people who can't afford much and the people who do not bother much with the money. We want to serve both of them and increase our revenue. It also protects us against price wars. What is price war? Competition basis prices, right? So now people it will basically end this competition which is based on price wars. Why? Because we have the most expensive rooms also and we have the cheapest rooms also. So there's no competition on pricing now, right? So protection against price wars allowing level to offer low value tiers without reducing the core pricing. Our core pricing is premium pricing, but then we are also offering low value categories so that we are ending this price war, this price competition. Tell me, is this point clear? Revenue advantages. Again, you don't have to write this much. Just in 2 lines, explain this point. Clear? Fine. Now, another point is that, this tiered pricing helps us in catering to everyone, budget conscious and premium customers both, which means that now we can predict our demand more accurately. Our demand will be higher now, obviously, because we are selling cheap rooms also, not just very expensive rooms. So it will also provide us with some operational benefits. Tiered pricing provides structured demand patterns. Tiered pricing provides structured demand patterns that makes revenue forecasting easier. It helps schedule the staff, manage the housekeeping loads, and set inventory rules more accurately. So now I know that these many people are, this much footfall will be there, this much attendance would be there, this occupancy must be there, and accordingly I will hire part-time workers in advance. I'll do better scheduling. I will do better management of my housekeeping. So everything will be more accurate. All this forecasting will be better if I know how many people are going to come. And next is, now what are some problems with risk? See, one problem is guest confusion. The guest might get overwhelmed with so many categories available. Okay, it becomes too complicated for the guest to choose from the various categories. Okay, he has to study the facilities now. He has to study each and every tier and what are the facilities available in a tier, what are the facilities not available in a tier. So guest confusion. Next is operational inconsistency. Benefits in the various plans. Example, upgrades, late checkout must be delivered consistently across all 35 hotels. It should not be the case that the silver plan in one hotel offers spa, but in hotel 2, this plan does not include spa. You know what? Since it is not a standard pricing anymore across 35 hotels. So now let's say we have 6 different prices. We have segmented into 6 tiers, and we have segmented our customers into 6 tiers, and we have 6 different prices and six different discounts. Now we need to ensure that all my 35 hotels follow this tiered pricing. If there is an inconsistency, then it will lead to guest dissatisfaction. Like one hotel in silver plan is offering spa, another hotel is not offering spa. So if this inconsistency happens, then it will lead to a problem with our image. So this inconsistency should not happen. Next is staff training. Your receptionists, the people who directly meet and greet the guests, they should be explained all these tiers, what benefits are available, not available. Okay, what services are available in beauty treatments. Okay, so if you get this basic beauty treatment, this is the price. If you get these 2 services extra in the beauty treatment, this is the price. So you need to give adequate training to your front desk staff. Front desk staff must understand the plan and the plan benefits. Otherwise, it will be a problem if the staff itself is confused. Next is IT limitations. It requires HMS's hotel management system integration, levels use of local servers, complicates the real-time updates. Okay, this is a very generic point actually. That what? They should migrate to the cloud. They are using in-house servers. So all these plans, if some changes are made to the plans, then the change was made today, but the updation is happening a bit late, or it got updated in one server. So there would be integration problems and real-time updates would not happen. It will cause guest confusion. The staff will also get confused. So if you really want to go ahead with this, we need to migrate to the cloud. Okay, so these are some problems. Achha, next is perceived unfairness. The restrictive low tiers may be seen as unfair if poorly designed. You know what? You need to design these tiers very carefully. It should not happen that you are not offering anything in your basic room, okay, in the first tier, and it's actually a bit high price. It's still very high, and you're not offering any extra facilities. That should not be the case. And it should also not be the case that your premium tier is not offering much benefits. So you have to get a balance between the services that you're offering and the prices that you're charging for that tier. That balance needs to be maintained, and these tiers have to be properly designed, meticulously designed, else again it will lead to guest dissatisfaction, and the guests will consider the pricing as unfair. Fine. Now tell me, any doubts in this, the tiered pricing?
No doubts.
Yeah. And this is the summary which you can always read a day before the exam. Okay, big data we have already covered. I'll just delete it from here. Okay, now another question, very interesting actually. They have given us a risk register. So let me, just give me 1 second. Let me open the pre-seen first. Everyone please open the pre-seen and just see what are the risks that we are facing. So let's see what are the risks that we are facing. And there's a possible question on risk management. Yeah, someone asked me yesterday for sharing this document. So I'll be sharing it today after the class on my YouTube only. And I'll be putting the notes as well. Yeah. So these are the risks that we are facing. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 risks mentioned in our risk register. Now tell me, all of you remember the contents of risk register?
Ma'am,
Yes.
risk register basically contains the nature of the risk, then its likelihood, then its impact, and
Pre-mitigation rating,
yeah,
post-mitigation rating.
mitigation action, and possibly the review aspect also, because some risks have to be continuously reviewed, especially relating to this competition and like that, because the industry is ever evolving.
Yes. And what else? Any other point? A risk owner has to sign it, right? We need a sign off of the risk owner.
Okay, ma'am. Risk code.
Okay, so please go through the contents of risk register once, because a question is expected on these lines that they will ask you that this is the risk register we have, and do you think it is complete and it is correctly made? Okay, you don't have to make the register as such, but they can definitely ask you to comment upon what is missing in the register. So if they ask you what is missing in the register, you have to answer this, because it is a question which has been tested in the past exams, that they gave you a risk register. Okay, this risk register, this risk register was drafted by a very junior person, and he missed out some important elements in the risk register. Okay, he just mentioned the name of the risks. He did not describe the risks in detail. He simply wrote that this risk is high, this risk is low. He didn't also mention the impact in rupees or dollars. Okay, he did not even write the pre-mitigation rating and the post-mitigation rating, and what are the steps have we taken to fix the risk. And the signatures of the risk owner was missing. The risk owner's name was missing. And so these are the some points that we have to write in the answer. Okay, so go through the risk register. I'll be sharing my short notes also. if you do not have these notes already, like if you are learning from some like wherever you're studying from, if they have provided you with the notes, great. But if you want to use my notes, I'll be sharing that as well. Yeah. So these are the 6 risks that we are facing. And in the exam, they can ask us how to fix each of them. Now, okay. So for the first risk that we are facing is competition risk, pricing risk, reputation risk, people risk, technology, data security. Yeah. First is pricing risk. Competition. Okay, I'll come to competition later. First is pricing risk. First thing that we have to do is implement the yield management software and give trainings to your staff on how to use it. Okay. And centralize the pricing governance. Inconsistent pricing. Different departments or properties may apply different rates. It would confuse the customers and it would also leak the revenue. Therefore, pricing should be central and it should be based upon the yield management software. Okay. So what you can write in your answer to fix the pricing risk. See, let's read first. They're saying that finding the optimal price for rooms is a key challenge for the business. If the prices are too high, occupancy rates will fall. If the prices are too low, level will miss out on the revenues which it could have earned if the price were higher. So one is yield management software. Now tell me, do you think tiered pricing is an answer to this risk?
Yes, tiered pricing along with yield management would be a winning option for the
Yeah.
hotel.
Because if the customers are finding the prices too high in one category, maybe they can choose a lower category then, a cheaper category. So yes, I think, see, obviously the first point has to be yield management, but then second, you can use tiered pricing also. Yes. And if you have to write the third point also, then you can write that the prices should be centrally governed and decided, and the hotel managers can be given a right to offer a discount, but the standard pricing should be centrally governed. But they are centrally governed only, so let's not make this point because it is already there. Another risk that we are facing is data security. Okay, I'll be covering the other risks also. First is data security. So how would you fix this? Strengthen the encryption of data. Encrypt your data. So even if this data is copied, the hackers cannot understand the data, right? So at least my information will stay confidential and I will not invite any legal troubles or any lawsuits from my customers. At least my customers won't face any issues because even if they copy it, at least they can't understand it. So encrypt the data, take backups, okay? Implement access controls like passwords. There should be a policy that the password should be a mix of numbers and alphabets and symbols, and then this password should be changed every 2 months, and then this password should be access based. So what do you mean by that? Access based password?
Ma'am, the authorized person should only have access to the information.
Yeah. So basis, let's say I am a part of the payroll team, for example, like I calculate the salaries for the employees. So not everyone should, like if there are 5 people in the payroll team, not everyone should have access to the payroll software. Like if I am the person, I just need to review I just need to, I have the right to edit it. So I should be given the editing related password. Okay. The password which will help me in editing the software. But then if there's someone else who just needs to go through it, he doesn't need to edit it. So his access should be read only based. So he should be given a password, but not the password which helps him in editing the data in the system. So it should be access based or role based, right? Then firewalls, antiviruses, take backups also, regular backups of data. And then provide adequate trainings to your employees on data security protocols that they need to follow at all times, protocols. And then strict disciplinary action should be taken against your employees if they are found non-complying with the protocol, right? And so a code of conduct should be circulated, should be circularized across the company. Okay, conduct cyber audits and see how safe your data is, how safe your information systems are. And then obviously cloud migration, because your data is safer on the cloud. Okay, because the cloud service providers provide better data security. So migrate your data to the cloud. Okay, you can use all these points. Next is people risk. People risk means that our people are leaving us. That is the problem. And why the people leave us? Because they have anti-social working hours, long working hours, lower pay. Fine. So, okay. So again, as we discussed yesterday, talent development programs, train them, develop them, provide them senior managerial roles, like prepare them for leadership roles, make them meet the other talented individuals of the company. Next is staff recognition programs, but we have already done this, right? So no need to write this point, staff recognition, because we're already doing this. We're already paying cash rewards to our employees, to our high performing employees. Then improve the work-life balance. See, work from home is not possible. So please don't write work from home here, because it's a hotel, it's a client facing role. Work-life balance, better pay, because our employees are pay them better pay. Promotions I cannot really write here. Can we write promotions?
Promotions may not be very difficult in customer service field because there are limited number of positions that are expected to remain there, and the cost would be another constraint in that way.
See, why I'm saying promotions might not be a very viable option, because we have most of the people are part-timers.
Correct.
So
Maybe we can offer incentives season wise, like in peak season they will get better
incentives,
incentives.
yes. Performance-based incentives.
Yes, yes, yes.
Based incentives. Give them Employee of the Year award, something like that. Recognize them with non-monetary and monetary rewards, etc. So these are some points which you can write. Then seasonality risks. Also, acknowledge any intrapreneurship efforts. Now, don't write here intrapreneurship actually. Okay, do not use these jargons unnecessarily. Explain. If you're using some jargon, explain. What do you mean by entrepreneurship? So acknowledge any entrepreneurship efforts of the talented employees or any business ideas. Okay, fine. Next is seasonality risk. Okay, we're not facing seasonality risk. But what I mean here is the competition. See, here it is written that failure to respond to competitive environment and the changes in the market conditions could result in a loss of market share and decline in profitability. See, the environment is changing and the competitive environment is changing, and we are not responding well to them. For example, we are not investing in any mobile application. We do not have automatic check-in, check-out facilities. We are not even using the cloud. We are not even growing through franchising, right? Our costs remain high and the market conditions are changing. People want exceptional, unique experience, and we are not innovating enough. So this is where we are lacking. Now, okay, see, this is not a risk actually given, but you can, if you want to use this point somewhere, you can use this. But I'm just writing, not a risk from risk register. Okay, next is reputation. Yes, you can actually put this point in reputation risk. Failure to provide guests with high quality experience may damage our reputation and may result in loss of bookings in the future. So you can use these points in reputation risk. Our reputation would improve if we, and our bookings will improve if we provide them with off-season promotions, discounts, expand into urban markets. Our visibility will improve, right, in the urban markets. Diversify services. If we start serving the business customers also, my reputation will improve because now the corporates would start using my hotels. So if corporates use my services, because corporates use it at a bulk scale. So yes, any other point how to improve reputation? Mobile app, check-in, check-out facility. Yes, any other point?
Maybe we can also inculcate a system where no one can, I mean, the guest who has actually stayed at the property can review, and not any random user. You can
Okay, not any random user.
because that may influence ratings and customer perception.
But the thing is how to implement this.
I mean, only the customers visiting the property and booking a room through their website will have an option to do a rating through that particular website, on that particular website only, or maybe on some aggregator. I mean, instead of, because in on Google this is also a demerit for some of the hotels, we see so and so is the rating, but actually the reality is different. So
That is true, yeah.
customer perception gets hampered because of this. So ideally, the option should be only the guest who has stayed at the property, genuine user of that facility, has the option to review or to rate.
But there's a problem actually. People can telephone us to, book the hotels. So what to do with them?
Correct. Yes, that is
Because
right.
they come and they visit, and then later they will use our website. So maybe before they, give us a rating, they need to, input their order ID, maybe invoice number,
Correct.
right? Maybe something like that. So yeah, you can put this point. So implement, um, or first of all, what's the risk? Risk is failure to provide guests with high quality experience may damage level's reputation. Okay, you know what? This is a valid point made by you, but it doesn't fit well with this point. You know why?
Correct.
Because it is not just a reputation risk because of fake ratings. It is a risk because of bad experience.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
So you also have to read the description. Otherwise, this point was good, right? Maybe you can use this point. Let's see somewhere else. No, it doesn't fit anywhere. But your point was correct. तो यहाँ पे हम और क्या लिख सकते हैं in reputation?
That if we are going for a franchisee model, there should be regular inspection. by our internal audit team, random inspection, and
Surprise inspection.
yes.
Ma'am, we should take feedbacks from the employees, from the customers. So that feedback can be used. If there is any negative review, we can improve upon them. So usually in hotels, they do take a feedback from their clients.
And maybe we can offer a
Feedback analysis.
segment-wise review for the customer, so we know which segment did they actually face the problem in. So maybe a customer would have got one bad experience in a particular segment, say in a spa service. So due to that, our whole rating would get impacted. So we should offer segmentation reviews option to for the net rating.
Fine, fine. Okay. Also do predictive maintenance of your furnitures and fixtures, which means that when my guest is in the room, his ACs would be working always because I've already repaired my ACs or the taps. Predictive maintenance of furniture and fixtures. Fixtures means alarm clocks and taps, ACs, curtains. So furniture and fixtures, so that customers do not face any issues with my furniture and my fixtures like bed, etc. Coffee making machines. Any other point?
Yes, we can vouch. I mean, we can cascade a message that we are implementing strict data protection rules for the information for our to protect our guests' information. So, like we are using a reputation brand like AWS or any other cloud management company to better to maintain industry best standards for the data protection.
So we can also do integrated. Okay, no, leave that. See, we have to see the reputation risk again. Failure to provide guests with high quality experience. Okay. So basically, if we leak their data, that is a bad experience. Okay. So you can, yes, you can market this fact. So you can advertise on your website, the strict data security protocols that we adhere to. And green marketing we can do. Green marketing by doing, no, actually it's not related to their experience, right? It helps us in improving our reputation, but it doesn't help the customers with their experience. So I will not write green marketing. Otherwise, it was a good point. Green marketing helps us in improving our reputation. What we do sustainability reporting, or we do integrated reporting, and we tell our employees and we tell our customers, let's see, our carbon footprints are have lowered this year by 20%. We are using biofuels and solar energy to run our equipments. We are using LED lights. We are using low flow faucets. So do you know what are low flow faucets? I think we discussed this yesterday. Faucets are taps, right? So usually what happens, low flow faucets help you release lesser water. This basically helps save water. Fine. And similarly, there are low flow flushes also, which we use in toilets. So they release less water when you flush as compared to traditional flushes, which helps again save water. So you can use this point, but I don't think it really fits well with reputation, because here we want to improve the experience. But yes, experience does improve. Let's say if I'm a green customer and how much water is wasted or used by the company matters to me. And if I'm using the washroom, if I'm using the taps and I see that the release of water is less, so I get to know that, yeah, the faucets are low flow. You can use this point if you want to. So I will write this point, green marketing by I'll not use green marketing. I'll simply write usage of green equipments like low flow faucets, low flow flushes and showers which helps save water and the environment and helps us attract green customers, right? Is this point fine? Yes, tell me. Is it clear? You can, if you write these points now, low flow faucets and low flow flushes, examiner will love it. An examiner will know that you know about how the industry works, right? If you want me to show you an image, let me show. This is how the faucets look like. They help us in water savings. So these are the faucets, and if they are water saving, then definitely it helps us in attracting green customers. Okay, they don't release much water in one go, and it helps us in reducing water. So high efficiency faucets aerators use water used by reduce water use by 4%. Standard faucets use a lot of water. Okay. Okay, so now can we take a break? And then we'll continue with the other risks. So far everything is okay. Did you understand everything that we discussed? Any doubts, please let me know. Hope this session is increasing your confidence. Please tell me, is your confidence increasing a bit?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, definitely we are getting many add-ons.
Okay. So rank, all of you? Okay. So let's take a break now. And so see, with this kind of content, the discussion that we have done so far, you can easily get 65 plus. Believe me, you can get 65, 70 plus. We have discussed everything, and we will be discussing everything in this session. So, okay, let's take a break till 6:12. Okay, can we start now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so we were discussing about risk management, and so far we have covered data security risk, reputation risk. Okay, so now let's see. Yeah. Pricing risk also we have already seen. Pricing, reputation, people risk we have seen. Data security we have also seen. Now let's see some other risks. Operational risk. Do we have any operational risk? No, there's no reputational risk, no operational risk. So which risk is pending? Competition risk is pending to be discussed. Technology is pending to be
Technology
discussed.
risk is pending.
Yes. So technology risk is what? The business is reliant on the availability, security, and performance of its website and its critical business operating systems, in particular the HMS. Any disruption to these would adversely affect performance. See, on one day, if my website is down, or if this HMS is not working correctly, and because this HMS is hosted on my in-house local servers, which means that if on a given day, my local infrastructure is not working, which means that customers will find it difficult to book, or even if they book one room, even if it has already been booked, it will still show as available for sale, and some other customer will also end up booking the same room, and this will lead to what? Double booking, triple booking, and then it would dissatisfy the customer if he visits on the given day, and if the room will be unavailable to him. So this is one problem that we are. So see how to fix this problem. We should have an IT director, chief information officer, IT person, and we should get regular audits of our IT systems done. Okay, we also need to migrate to the cloud so that our website would be up and running 24/7 without any issues from the cloud service provider. Okay, this is how we can fix this risk, and take regular backups. And next is competition risk. Failure to respond to the competitive environment means what your competitors are doing, and if you're not doing the same, for example, Airbnb style of stay is there. So failure to respond to the competitive environment and changes in the market conditions could result in loss of market share and a decline in profitability. Okay. Now, these are some extra problems, okay? These are some extra risks. These are not a part of the register, please remember. Next is compliance risk, okay, monitoring and reporting, fine. So competition risk I've already discussed. Innovate yourself, invest in mobile application, invest in yield management softwares, okay? And because the rest of the industry is using yield management and mobile app and automatic check-in, check-out facilities. So do all this and you can save yourself from the competition risk. And technology I've already discussed, right? Okay, but there are some other problems. Let's discuss how to solve these problems. So if there's an operational risk, then do predictive maintenance of your ACs, of your lighting, geysers, showers, using big data tools. Do regular physical inspection of your ACs, etc., so that the customer's experience can be retained. So this will go in reputational risk. So let me just put this in reputational risk again. Okay, multiple suppliers, even this can help you in keeping your reputation intact. This will also help you in reputation risk. Have multiple suppliers. Do not over rely on a single supplier so that there is no shortage of raw materials. There is no shortage of food and drinks. Also keep emergency or buffer stock levels at all times, extra stock at all times, so that the customer's experience is good and the customers are not denied any food and drinks, or the towels get changed every day, bed sheets and linen gets changed every day, and we have enough inventory, right? Even even this can go in reputation risk again. Train your receptionists on how to deal with the customers, how to greet the customers, explain all the tiers and the plans and the plan benefits to your reception staff so that they know how to explain and they know what to explain to the customers who visit. Okay, give trainings. Okay. Okay. Now let's see stakeholder management. Stakeholder management is Mendelometrics. So Mendelometric tells us how to keep everyone happy, how to strike a balance between the demands of all the stakeholders. The first one that we have with us is board of directors. See, board of directors are the key employees of the company, and therefore they have a very high power, and they also have a high interest in the operations of the hotel. Why? Because their bonuses, their salaries, their perks, whatever they enjoy from the company depends a lot on the performance of the hotel. They are accountable to the shareholders, and therefore their interest is also high in the operations of the company. So they are a key player when it comes to Mendelometrics. Even though it's not necessary, mandatory for you to mention this term, but if you remember, you can put this, that he is a key player. They are key players because they have high power and they have high interest. So what should how to manage the directors? Like, what should be the expectation from the directors and how to satisfy the directors? See, the managerial staff should provide the directors with monthly dashboards and monthly information system data so that they can take right decisions at the right time. The risk team, the risk committee should also provide the rest of the board with risk updates, any key events which have happened, which warrants a response. Okay, the strategy brief. So all of this should happen means, see, what do the directors need? Directors need to implement and plan strategies, and they need data, accurate data at the right time and in the right format from the management. So management needs to provide them with accurate data and risk updates. The risk committee needs to provide them with the risk updates and any new risk which we have identified and how we are planning to fix it. Right? They need, what else they need? They also need internal audit report from the internal auditors, right? So what kind of information they need? See, by board, I mean both executives plus non-executives. Now the internal auditors are reporting to whom? To the audit committee. What is the composition of audit committee? 100%? 100% what?
NEDs.
NEDs, 100% non-executives. So non-executives are a part of the board only, and non-executives need the internal audit reports from the internal auditors. So all this information should be given to the board on time, like the risk reports, internal audit reports, and internal control weaknesses. That needs to be communicated to the board in time so that they can take a corrective action, right? This is one thing. Then comes the investors. I think 80% are institutional, right? Institutional investors. Right? Now, I don't know how many shares does each investor have, but in total, even though on an individual basis, they might not have high power. Okay, we don't know what percentage of our shares each investor holds, but in totality, they have 80% of the shares, which means that collectively they have a high power. So our institutional shareholders collectively have a high power. And they have a high power because they are funding our expansion. Okay, but they also have a very high interest. What do they expect from us? They expect high returns. They expect transparency. They expect integrated reports from us. They expect environmental reports from us. Now, do you understand what is integrated report? Tell me. What is integrated report? Because this is an expected question in the exam.
It tells about the 6 capitals of the company, which is including manufacturing, intellectual, human resource, natural capital, social. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you give all this information, this extra information, shareholders don't just want to know about the profits and the assets. They also want to see what the future looks like for Level and how is Level creating value and what are the 6 capitals of Level because of which it is able to create value for the stakeholders. So if you do this transparent reporting, integrated reporting is not mandatory, but if you do it voluntarily, your shareholders would be more than impressed from you, and they will also want to invest in you because now they are more confident about you. Okay, since you are disclosing everything to them. So integrated reporting, transparent reporting, environmental reports. Okay, tell about what is the impact of the company on the environment and what all steps have we taken to ensure that we are sustainable and good for the environment. So do all this and your investors would be happy. They want high returns and high reputation. Now, why high reputation? Because they want the share prices to be high. They want capital appreciation also, share price appreciation as well. So this is about the investors part. Next is the hotel managers. Yes. Hotel managers have what power? High, low. Hotel managers have a high power, right? Because they are managing the hotel, they're taking key decisions for the company. So they are not a regular staff, they are not part-time workers, they're full-timers, and that too they're at a very high position. So they have high power because they are running the operations and managing the operations of the company and taking key decisions for the hotels that they manage. interest is also high because definitely they are enjoying some performance based rewards. So it depends upon the performance of the hotel, right? So they are appraised, they are evaluated basis service quality and the staff performance of the hotel in which they are appointed as a hotel manager. So naturally their perks will depend upon the performance of the hotel. So they have a high interest in the hotel operations. Fine. Next that we have is government. Government has high power, but their interest levels are usually low. So as long as we are not breaching any law, they do not want to understand. They don't need anything more from us. So government is power is high. Okay, their power is high because they are providing us with licenses. They can cancel a license if you're not complying with the laws. They will give us a, again, you know what? You can also talk about rating. So what was the name? Visit Iceland, right? Visit Iceland. Yes, what was the name of the industry body which is working for the government?
Visit Iceland.
Visit Iceland.
Visit Iceland.
So you can also mention this part here that Visit Iceland is also a government body. They are working for the government and they are providing us ratings. So they have a very high power. They can change our ratings. They can drop our ratings if they are not satisfied with our service quality. So they are giving us ratings. They have a high power. They can cancel our license also. And there are some data security laws which we need to comply with. So they have a high power. Their interest is low. Their interest is low.
Yesterday you have stated that Visit Iceland is having high power and high interest because they are regularly checking hotel industries, providing ratings and all.
Okay, ठीक है, कर सकते हो. See, if you wish, you can make a separate point. Okay, it's up
Yeah,
to
so
you.
it can
how
be
you
keep
want to-
satisfied or it can also be the high power or high
Yeah,
interest.
I mean, it's your call. See, you can do it both ways. You can simply write it this way also. See, here my focus is not on Visit Iceland. Iceland,
You
sorry.
are telling this in generally, na?
In general, I'm saying, okay, in general, I'm saying that, see, the main heading is government. Okay, Iceland is just a part. Sorry, Visit Iceland is just a part. Okay, so in general, my focus is on the government here. So that is why I'm saying the power is high, but the interest is low to moderate. But yeah, if you are making a separate heading for Visit Iceland per se, then you have to write high interest and high power. So it depends how you're making your answer. If the main heading is government, then you will write high power and low to moderate interest. And if your heading is Visit Iceland, then you have to write high power and high interest. Explain why the interest is high and why the power is high. Okay, you can make separate headings. One heading for government, another heading for the industry body, which is Visit Iceland. But right now, I was just talking about government specifically. Okay. So their interest and you know, whenever you're confused whether it is low, moderate, high, simply write moderate. Better write than moderate if you're not very sure. Now, how to make the government happy? First of all, maintain. Now I'm talking about Iceland, Visit Iceland both. I'm making it as a single point. So keep your service quality intact. Okay. The criteria basis which we were awarded the license to run the hotel in Iceland, that criteria should be complied with at all times. Do regular compliance audits. Okay. And compliance audits, regular audits, then what else? Comply with data security laws, environmental laws. That's it. Regulatory reporting, all the mandatory reports should be made good on time, right? Whatever this report is, whether it is income tax returns or whether it is any other return, any other report, that should be made good on time and accurate reporting. Okay, so you just need to do the bare minimum in order to make the government happy. Next is your suppliers. Now, here we are not talking about small suppliers. We are talking about major suppliers like bedsheet suppliers and tap suppliers, right? AC suppliers. So their power is moderate to high. See, we really don't know how many suppliers are available in the market and do we have a scarcity of the suppliers or not, but we don't have information about this. Okay. So they might inform you about the suppliers in the unseen. Okay, but if they do not give you any information about suppliers in the unseen also, there's no information on suppliers in the pre-seen, not much information. In that case, you can skip this point. It's not necessary. See, let's say there is a question on pestle and you have information in the pre-seen plus unseen only about the first 4 factors, not about the LE, but only about the pest, PEST, not the LE. Then in your answer, you will just give information about the pest part and you will skip the LE. Similarly, if they ask you a question on stakeholder matrix and in that case, you have information missing for suppliers, you can skip suppliers. Do not make imaginary points. That's what I want to say. Okay, do not make imaginary points. If you do not have relevant information, you can skip that part. Okay. So this is about the suppliers. Now we don't have information, but they have power over us because they are providing us with all the necessary supplies which are necessary for the operational continuity of the hotels. And when it comes to their interest, they don't have much interest. I mean, as long as we are paying them on time and we are not breaching any contract terms, I don't think they have any major issues and major interest in the company, right? They just want timely payments. They just want, that's it. Next is guests. Guests have a high power and they also have high interest. Okay, I would, no, it's not low power. I would put it as the individual basis, they may have a low power, but together, collectively, they have a high power and high interest. High power because they are price sensitive. We increase the prices, they will switch to our rivals. And if they're not satisfied with the experience, they can again replace us very quickly. They also provide us with reviews. They also decide our occupancy. And so yeah, the power is high. It's moderate high. Now, when it comes to interest, their interest is very high. They want to know what kind of prices we are charging, what kind of facilities we are providing, what kind of discounts we are going to offer. So definitely they have expectations from us. Their interest is high. How to manage them? Take their complaints seriously. Take their low ratings seriously. Work on the ratings. Okay. Try to improve the guest experience, customization, targeted marketing using big data tools. Then yield management software, invest in the software and do dynamic pricing. Then what else? Tiered pricing, right? Tell me, how can you improve the experience? Tiered pricing, dynamic pricing, predictive maintenance, right? We have discussed all these points. And if you want to attract your green customers, then what do you do? Green equipments like low flow faucets, low flow shower heads, low flow flushes, which release less water flow with every flush. So it saves water, it saves the environment, right? So this is how you are going to keep them informed. You can also do integrated reporting because through integrated reporting, they get to know about what is the company doing for the environment. So you can write this also. There's so many points you can make. But please remember in your exam, you're not supposed to write everything. Okay, just 2-3 lines per point to get 2 marks. Okay, next is employees. Employees' power is low because they don't have much power as such. But their interest is high. We know this. How to manage them? Invest in talent management programs, provide them fair pay, provide them work-life balance, engage with your employees, validate their efforts, acknowledge their ideas, training, etc. Give them added responsibilities, reward them monetarily and non-monetarily both. Next is the communities. See, what is the difference between community and public? We have local communities and we also have public. Yes. Difference between public and community.
Community means, we can say, a larger part of the ecosystem, of the company's ecosystem, who are supporting the business directly or indirectly. And public means public in general as a whole. By community, we can also say, like, the hotel is established on a certain land, so we are using some resources from that land, and we should pay back. We should take care of the communities around, living in proximity of that hotel. I mean, they are indirectly, they are the entitled beneficiaries. They should have some benefit for the land they are sharing with the hotel.
Definitely. So local communities means the local residents, the region where the hotel is set up. So the outside areas, the place where the hotel is located, and the people staying there, the local residents. It's not the public at large. Public at large could be somewhere when the hotel is in Mumbai. Public at large could be in Bangalore or somewhere else. But I'm talking about the local communities. Okay. So this is local communities. Their power is low. Their interest is high because they want jobs from us. Okay, they have expectations that we are going to give them jobs by purchasing raw materials from them, and by purchasing food and seasonal vegetables from them. Okay, and if we open hotels in their area, on their land, then tourism also increases there, which brings them more livelihood, more work, more jobs. So this is the impact on the communities. Now, how to make the communities happy? Give them jobs, local hiring, do local hiring, purchase raw materials and food and vegetables and fruits locally. Then also do not harm the environment. Okay, be sustainable, go green. Matlab, if you are releasing waste into the water bodies, first recycle the waste, treat the waste, and then release it to the water bodies. Okay, and do not harm the environment, because if you harm the environment, you're also harming the local communities, because they are also staying there. Okay, these are some things which you can do. Next is general public. See, in general, public has low interest and low power. Okay, unless and until we do something against them. If we offend their sentiments, that's a different case. If you offend their religious sentiments, that's a different case. But otherwise, they have a low power and a low interest. Fine. So how to be good to them? Maintain ethical behavior, safety. That's all. I mean, not you don't actually need to write this point in your exams. Okay, you will just skip this point. See, when they ask you a question on stakeholder matrix, you have to point out the most important stakeholders first, right? So next is conflicts. So in the exam, in fact, I think in the NC Tech, how many of you have done the NC Tech exam, NC Tech paper, which is on cloud computing?
Ma'am, I have done NC Tech.
Okay, you have done NC Tech. And did you get it evaluated from somewhere?
No, ma'am. I just compared it with the suggested answer. I have no evaluation has been done.
Okay. So was it given by who assigned this paper to you? Like you did it on your own?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I am going to appear on 2nd December, so I have done majority of the past papers.
Great. Okay, but it would have been much better if you could have, done some external evaluation as well.
Ma'am, that I could not.
Okay. Okay, and what about the highlight paper? How many of you have done that? See, I really suggest, see, even though the chances that, they will actually, ask someone from that paper are low, but they can still ask. One question may appear again. So why not, if you already have an industry which was tested in the past, the same hotel industry, so read the questions, don't attempt the paper, but read the questions and the answers of highlight.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Because, there's one question on disruptive innovation in that question paper. I feel that might come again. So they have asked a question on disruptive innovation. You know what? Questions can repeat. Even if they repeat the questions, it won't be considered as a repeat. You know why? Because the case has changed. The facts have changed. So they can still ask the same question, but the facts would be different this time. But you will get a lot of help from that paper on how to structure your answer and what should be the content of your answer. So just see that paper.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay, and in the NC Tech paper, which I was just talking about, There, you know what, there was a similar question on stakeholder management. They asked you how to do stakeholder management, and then they also asked you, what are the possible conflicts between the demands of the two stakeholders? Means how what the customers want and what the shareholders want could conflict with each other. So usually investors and the employees have a conflict, because employees want better pay, but better pay means higher costs and lower profits for the shareholders. So this way, these two demands are conflicting. And another could be between the guests and the investors. Investors want higher profits, but guests want a higher good experience. And for good experience, we need to spend more, which again is conflicting with what the shareholders want. So this conflict can happen, okay? Okay, now let's see another topic, which is franchisees versus head office. Okay, yeah, see, franchisee, if at all we, do a franchisee model, if we migrate to a franchisee model, then the franchisees are also our key stakeholders. Are they key, are they non-key?
Sorry, you're asking whether franchisees are the key stakeholders or not?
I'm asking whether franchisees are your key stakeholders or not.
Yes.
Their interest is very high, because they are dependent upon what kind of pricing we are doing, what kind of discounts we are allowing them to offer, what kind of prices we are asking them to charge. So they are highly dependent upon us, and they have a high interest in us. What about the power? What do you think?
Less to moderate.
I think they have a high power. You know why? Because see, even though a lot of marketing decisions are taken by us, and the pricing decisions are taken by us, and even the procurement of raw materials might be done by us, but still they are meeting the client. They are greeting the client and meeting the client. They are serving the client, and how they serve the client depends a lot on how they serve the client will impact us in a very big way. Okay, so I think they have a high power, maybe not directly but indirectly, because they are in direct touch with our customers. They have a direct they understand the customers better than us, and if they do not treat the customers good, it will impact my brand. So I think indirectly they have a high power.
Correctly. I mean, they have the power to affect our reputation in either way.
They can ruin our image also, and they can make our name also.
Yes, correct.
So in this way, they have a high power. And now, what are the possible conflicts between the franchisee and the franchisor? See, franchisee doesn't want to give this discount. We want them to give this discount. Franchisee wants to charge a higher price. We want them to charge a lower price. Franchisee doesn't want to do this kind of marketing, but we want, no, the marketing has to be done this way. So these conflicts can be there between these two. Okay, you are right. Preeti, you asked me, na, ki, they are definitely going to compare franchisee with something else. Yes. So you
Yes,
should know these points. The problems with franchisees, the problem with sales and lease back, the problems with joint ventures. Okay, so I have a question included on joint ventures also in my document.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Maybe, you know, in joint ventures, how they can test us, that we don't want to run the restaurant ourselves. See, we can't do away with the beauty treatments and the spa in the restaurants. Why? Why can't we not delete these services from our
Because it
portfolio?
is mandatory for a 4-star rating.
It is mandatory. We can't compromise on our rating, right? But if we are doing this on our own, maybe the fixed costs are too high and we are not generating much revenue from there, right? 5%, right? 5%, na? So maybe, so we can't do away with these services, but then probably we might want to enter into a joint venture, or we might want to outsource it to some other entity. So the restaurant is ours, but they are operating it. Okay, this is a possibility that a joint venture or an outsourcing of these services is possible. Maybe the spa treatments, because the spa fixed cost is too high. And again, we are not making much revenue out of it. Also, please remember what percentage of revenue is coming from operations, like from room revenue, and what kind of revenue is coming from our food and beverages. So yes, what are the figures? Anyone remembers?
Ma'am, it is 62% from room revenue, and then 33% from food, and then 5% from the other
Yes,
services like treatment.
yes, correct. So this is very important for us. See, some business model change is definitely gonna come, definitely gonna happen on the exam day. Now, there could be a question on board committees. We already have these 4 committees, but you should know the composition of these committees, the roles, pros and cons of all of them. Okay, I'm not reading this question. Why? Because it is a knowledge-based question, and we do not need any hotel industry knowledge to answer this question. So I'm skipping this. Again, there have been questions in the past on board diversity, right? How to incorporate diversity in the board, how to make your board diverse, and what are the benefits of the same. So this again is a knowledge based question, which we can skip for now. NEDs, benefits of NEDs. Okay, why the chairman and the CEO should be separate, even though we already have a separate chairman and CEO. So the chances that this question will come is again very low. Yeah. Now, internal control weaknesses and recommendations is a likely question. Not too high likely, but it's not it's not even impossible. It can come. So they can give you some internal control weaknesses and they ask you how to fix these weaknesses. This question is likely, right? So now let's see some of the weaknesses that we have. First is decentralized decision making. So we are giving the various hotels the power to decide the discounts that they want to offer, and they have the power to give discounts of up to 25%, and this might be misused by the hotel managers. Okay, this decision making is decentralized. Level gives hotel managers high autonomy, leading to inconsistent pricing, variation in the guest service levels, inconsistent supplier choices. Yes, basically the food that we are purchasing is not centralized. That is not centrally procured. Every hotel decides from what supplier we want to purchase and at what price we want to purchase. This is completely decentralized, right? But the purchase of, I think, bathroom supplies and other stuff is centralized. So here the hotel managers get a lot of autonomy. And if this is not as per the quality standards, if the raw materials and the food procured is not as per the quality standards, then it can impact my guest experience and my image. So this is a problem. Recommendation could be that there could be centralized SOPs and there could be regular compliance checks. Train your managers on what kind of suppliers we should be choosing, what quality of ingredients do we want. Price approval workflows. Price approval workflows are structured processes that organizations use to control the pricing decisions, validate the pricing decisions, and authorize the pricing decisions. They help avoid the pricing risk, ensure compliance with the governance policies, and maintain profitability. Now, please let's understand what is price approval workflows. The key elements of price approval workflows are defined approval levels, different thresholds for discounts, rate changes requiring escalating approval. Example, the front desk can approve up to 5% discount. The revenue manager, if you want to give more than 5% discount, then only the revenue manager can allow it. And then the CFO beyond that. Standardized policies should be there. Clear rules should be there on when the approvals are needed. Example, if it is a corporate contract or a group booking or last minute promotions. So basically, there should be a protocol in the company basis which who has the approving authority and when does he need to approve, that should be defined. Like if the reception staff has to give discount, they are allowed to give discount up to 5%. Beyond that, the revenue or the hotel manager, and beyond that, the CFO, right? And then if you are deciding the pricing or the discounts for corporate bookings, because corporate bookings are bulk bookings, right? So if it is a corporate booking, and if you're deciding the pricing and discount for that, then someone very senior in the company should approve the prices and the discounts. Okay, so depending upon how large your customer is, we should decide the approving authority for the discounts and the pricing. Okay, this will ensure that there is standardization on pricing across all hotels and no one has right to abuse his power as regards the discount policy is concerned. Is this okay? So the weakness I found is decentralized decision making, and how to fix it by having centralized SOPs and protocols and having giving trainings to reception and following a price approval chart or a price approval workflow as per which if they're structured in a way that if we want to provide discounts to huge customers or corporate and group customers, then we need someone very senior to approve the discounts. And then if it is a small discount of up to 5%, then revenue managers do it. And beyond that, the hotel managers do it. So likewise, we should have an SOP for the same. Another problem is manual pricing. As of now, we are doing manual pricing. We are not doing dynamic pricing. How to fix it? Yes, how to fix this problem?
By implementing yield management software.
By implementing yield management software, and just explain a bit that in one line that what would this software do? This software will ensure that neither our prices are too high nor too low. It prevents overbilling and underbilling my customer.
And would increase the occupancy rate.
Would increase the occupancy rate and my revenue per night or per room rate. Next is poor IT controls. See, you know what? Some of these weaknesses could be fictitious. They might not be real. So you have to use only the real points, okay, which basically they are in sync with the unseen. Anything which is going against the unseen, like the unseen tells you that our controls are very strong. The unseen tells you that the controls are strong. Then you should not be making this point. Okay, this is a generic point or a fictitious point. Okay, if it is not gelling with the unseen, then please skip this point. Because all of this information, mostly I have customized it basis level, but then some of it could be generic also. Okay, so our IT controls are poor. So using in-house servers, we have local in-house servers, we are not on cloud. So using in-house server leads to data fragmentation. Data fragmentation means that the information is scattered across multiple systems, locations, or formats, making it difficult to access, manage, and use effectively. It reduces consistency, accuracy, and visibility of data, often leading to inefficiencies and risks. Data fragmentation occurs when data is distributed across different platforms, applications, or storage systems without integration, preventing organizations from realizing the full value of their data. See, वैसे तो we have an integrated hotel management system. Okay, and it is not actually a real weakness in the company, because they are very clearly saying in the pre-seen that we have an integrated hotel management system, and all the operations, all the teams, all the departments, they coordinate with each other using this HMS, and the housekeeping uses it, the maintenance team, the receptionists use it, everyone is using this data, and it's a common platform for all 35 hotels. But if we migrate to the cloud, data updation happens in real time, it happens really fast, and it also prevents double booking, and it also doesn't dissatisfy the customers. Okay, basically, if your data, if your systems, if your IT, if your website, everything is on the cloud, when your HMS is on the cloud, then once you update it, it will reflect on the HMS in real time, so that the other customer gets to know that this room has already been booked and it's not available. It prevents double booking. Okay, so I can't see poor IT controls now, but if they tell you in the exam, then cloud migration is a way out. If different hotels have their own systems, then integration problems could be there. But it's not the case, right? We have a common platform for all the 35 hotels. So it's not a real issue that we are facing. Okay, next is cyber risk. Recommendation is passwords, firewalls, antiviruses, data encryption, so that the data cannot be decoded by the hacker, and then cloud migration. Also provide cyber security training. Also have a business continuity plan. Business continuity plan is what? Yes. What is business continuity plan?
Is a strategic plan which ensures that in the terms of unforeseen situation, our business operations will continue to run as normal. So we should have.
We will continue to serve our customers. Our customer service quality is intact, even in times of a disaster, even in times of a cyber attack. We have a backup available. Our websites are available, and the people can still continue to book hotels, and we continue to serve our customers, even though we are facing the consequences of the disaster. So there should be a disaster recovery plan or a business continuity plan, which should mention that in the event of a disaster, these are the steps that we are supposed to take. This is how we will retrieve our backup. These are the steps that we are going to take, and these are the 5 people who are going to take an action, and these are the names of our key customers. These are the names of our key suppliers, and these are the names of our IT team members. And so we will just make a plan that in the case of an unfortunate event, these are the steps we are going to take. Okay, so basically it is not a preventative strategy, it is a corrective strategy. Once something wrong has happened, how to correct it. Then also provide cyber security training to all your employees, people who are not from IT. They don't understand the IT jargons. So in layman terms, give them trainings, explain them the protocols that we need to follow to protect ourselves from any cyber attack. Okay, and do compliance checks. Check that you are following the data security laws or not. Because if you remember, in S-land, data security laws are very tight. So we need to do compliance checks, regular compliance checks. Another is staff turnover. Okay, staff turnover we have discussed before. Next is procurement and fraud risks. So when we are procuring the raw materials from the suppliers, there is a chance that the supplier is providing us something at ₹100, and we ask the supplier that please charge ₹150. Okay, the invoice will be of 150 rupees, but then you have to provide me with a kickback. Means you need to return 50 rupees back to me. Okay, this way you also get your 100 and I also enjoy 50 rupees. So this is fraud. Okay, so there's a risk that we might even do fake billing for fake suppliers. Suppliers don't exist, they are bogus. Okay, recommendation is what? See, first of all, you know what? These are some audit related problems. So when you do the audit, there's always a high chance that some of the invoices are fake or the suppliers don't even exist. Okay, and someone is creating a fake invoice in the name of a supplier and then encashing all that money. The company pays to the supplier who doesn't exist, and then that money which is paid by the company to the supplier is actually pocketed by some fraudulent employee, right? So this is fake invoice. Inflated invoice, I've just explained. The real price was 100 rupees, but we made a bill for, but we asked the supplier to make a bill for 150, and the balance 50 is pocketed by the fraudulent employee. Then cash theft can also happen. For example, my customers paid me rupees 50, rupees 100, but I recorded just 80 in the books, and the balance 20 was stolen by me. So these problems can arise. Now, what is the recommendation? The first recommendation is segregation of duties. Segregation of duties, can anyone explain? What is segregation?
Not single person should have the entire control over all the operations. So like
Sorry.
I mean, a single person should not have a control for all the duties. The duties should be like for an invoice processing part. Some person for the payroll example which you shared earlier in the session. So that is also a valid example of a segregation of duties. Like each person should not have control over the entire operations. Their roles should be limited. So no one can unduly influence the operations.
Yes, absolutely correct. Okay. Yes, this is correct. Yeah, so we should be using what do you call it? Segregation of duties. And segregation ensures that no single person has monopoly over the entire process. And when 4-5 people are given different roles and no single process is completely handled by one person, this ensures that he will not be able to do the fraud all by himself. Okay. So this is segregation of duties. So let's say I am billing the customer, then I don't get to record the cash in the cash ledger. Someone else will be doing the recording work, and someone else would be the cashier. Means someone else gets to possess the cash and take the cash. So the person who bills is different. The person who records the cash in the books is different, and the person who gets to what you call it gets to collect the cash and keep the cash secure is different. So this way, fraud is not possible. But if I am the only one, like I receive the cash, I bill the customer, and I also, what you say, I also collect the cash, then what would happen? Customer pays me 100, I record 80, and I keep the balance 20. Why could this happen? Because there was no segregation, right? And supplier vetting. Yes, any guesses? What is that? Supplier vetting?
Supplier should be onboarded after legal team's consultation and all the due diligence.
Yes. So basically, if you decide that these are the only suppliers from which we can purchase stuff, purchase raw materials, now what would happen? A fraudulent person, what would he want? A fraud employee, even though we have enough bed sheets, okay, we do not need any more bed sheets. but he will deliberately, purchase a bed sheets from a supplier, and he would, book it in the name of the company, and he's going to take it home. He's going to steal it for his personal purposes. So this is a fraud. Now, in order to prevent this fraud from happening, we can already decide that these are the approved suppliers of the company, and whatever we purchase, we need to purchase only from them. Now, this reduces the chance of fraud, because these are our high profile suppliers. So our supplier would not want to, put himself into a risk by, helping the employee do this fraud. So basically, if he's a big supplier and he's an approved supplier, the chances are less that they would send us something which we don't need, because they would ask us for proper approvals. Like if the employee has asked the supplier to send me 20 bed sheets, then they would want a proper order form from us. The supplier would want a proper order form from us. The supplier would be bound by a lot of contract terms, and he starts following all those contract terms, which means that there will be a lot of written communication happening, which means the fraudster employee would be caught, right? So he would definitely not choose an approved supplier to purchase something if he wants to do a fraud. So have a list of reviewed, these are the suppliers, have a list of approved suppliers, and we should not be supposed to purchase anything from any other supplier. Okay, next is some maintenance failures could happen. So we can invest in what? We can invest in predictive big data tools, predictive maintenance, and on a periodic basis, we can do safety audits. We can do physical inspection and check the condition of our ACs and taps, etc. Okay, guest privacy risk. Okay, we have discussed this. This is related to data security. Okay, so this is the end of this topic. Now, all of you know what are 4 lines of defense. This is basically, we are not discussing this. We are not discussing this because this is a pure knowledge based question. But if you want, you can give it a read. Internal auditor again. Okay, so let me take you to the right topic, which we actually are going to discuss. Just give me 1 second. Let's do this. Let's do this topic, which is integrated reporting. This is relevant. They can ask you. Okay. Okay, integrated reporting we are going to discuss now. Now, integrated reporting provides a holistic view of how level creates value using financial and non-financial resources. So, with the help of integrated reporting, you get to understand how the company creates value using the 6 capitals. And integrated reporting tells us about the company's business models, which the traditional financial reporting doesn't tell us. It is especially important for level because hotels rely heavily on the people, brand, community relationships, and natural environmental assets. So we need to tell our stakeholders what are the key assets of the company with the help of which we can create value. And so these are the 6 capitals. They can ask you to explain the 6 capitals in the question. First is financial capital. Financial capital tells us what are the various sources of finance to which we have access, how much equity we already have, how much debt we already have, and how much money we can generate from our operations. And if we have the option of, if we are considering sale and lease back, then how much money we can make if we sell our properties using the sale and leaseback model. So financial capital tells us how much revenue we are making. Yes, it also tells us our revenue, that this is the revenue and the profit that we are making. And these are the various sources of finance we have. These are our operating cash flows. And this is the money available with us. If we want to do an acquisition, then, I mean, whatever the reason is, whatever the purpose is, we have this much money available with us. You can mention this in the financial capital. And financial capital shows how level uses money to improve long-term value, what kind of money we have access to. Okay, this is the financial capital. All of you are aware of these 6 capitals. Have you read them before?
Yes, ma'am. We have.
And everyone
Yes.
else as well?
Yes, I
Yeah,
also.
Oh, they have tested this many times in the exam. See, either they can ask you to explain the benefits of integrated reporting, or they can ask you to explain the 6 capitals of this. Okay, so you should know both. Okay, so the first one is financial capital. Next is manufactured capital. What is manufactured capital? The physical assets like the building, what else? The fixtures, furniture, the ACs that we have, boilers we have. Okay, it covers the physical hotel assets like buildings, rooms, restaurants, spas, gyms, gardens, IT systems, equipment. Okay, all these non-current assets basically. We are not talking about our stock here. I was evaluating someone's paper last time because someone sent me an answer sheet to check. So in the NC Tech paper, I think they asked this question, right? Integrated reporting they have asked. And someone wrote stock, raw materials. So that is not a part of manufactured capital. It's only non-current assets. Next is human capital. Human capital means how many employees do I have? How many of them are very skilled employees? How much trainings they have to do, and I'm providing them how many training hours every year. Let's say it is mandatory for my employees to get 50 hours of trainings every year. So this is a plus point. What skills do my employees have? And how motivated and energetic and satisfied my staff is. Okay. So all of this has to be put here. But you know what? We don't have very good relations because see, my staff turnover is very high. You can put this point because in integrated reporting, I'm not just supposed to explain the negative points, but also the positive points, right? So you can mention staff skill. How much do we engage with our staff? So you can even talk about one more point. We are providing them with what? Employee recognition programs, right? So you can definitely put it here, employee recognition program. And you know what? If we are later on, if we invest in the talent management program also, then you can definitely put this in this capital, that we are also doing a formal talent management program, as per which these are the things we are doing for the employees. And in the employee recognition, providing them with rewards basis their performance. So you can write this in very short. So basically, what all the company is doing for the employees, you can put this. What the employees, are they motivated? You can put this. How many training hours they are subjected to, you can put here. So it covers the staff skill, engagement, well-being, employee recognition, providing them with rewards, employee recognition, providing them with the rewards, basis performance. Okay. So what all information can you put in here? You can talk about how many training hours they need to complete every year. What is the employee retention rate or turnover rate? You can mention here. I think it is 39, right? The last data is 39%, no? 39, right?
Yeah.
So you can put this, how satisfied our employees are. They don't seem to be very much satisfied, highly satisfied, because turnover is very high. Next comes intellectual capital. Intellectual talks about our intangible assets. Intangible assets, like if we have any mobile application, this can come here. We have a website, this can come here. We have HMS, which is integrated, we can put this here. If we have access to big data tools, big data softwares, or yield management software, this software can come here, like yield management software. If we have very high quality SOPs, you know, the high quality service standards that we have. So this is also a capital, because if these SOPs don't exist, the quality won't be that good. So SOPs also contribute to the revenues of the company, because they help in improving the guest experience indirectly. So SOPs by themselves can also be made a part of the intellectual capital. Then logos, copyrights, licenses, patents that we have. Okay, and even data. If we have data, if we have customer data, that is also an intangible asset or intellectual capital. So customer database, if we have CRM, even though we don't have it as of now, but if we have a customer relationship management software, the name of this software, this is CRM, can also go here. And yes, another point is recipes, because we also make how much? How much percentage is coming from food revenue? 33%.
Yes, ma'am. 33%.
Yeah, so that's a huge, like 1/3 of revenue is also, more than 1/3 is coming from, what do you say? From food. So our recipes, they are also a key intangible. Then the service model, employee application. Yes, we also have an employee app, right? There is an application, there's a mobile app for the employees. So that is also intellectual. Okay, so this is the fourth capital. Now we have the social and the relationship capital. See, social and relationship capital tells you what kind of relationships level has with its various stakeholders. What kind of relationships we have with my guests, what kind of relationship I have with the community, with my staff, with my suppliers, etc., with my franchisees, etc. So here you can talk about how loyal are your guests. You can say that the turnover is very high, the retention rate is low, so not very loyal. You can talk about the customers, they are price sensitive. Okay, even though the score has been how much? The latest score was guest satisfaction score 4.4, 4.5, what is it?
4.4, yes, average 4.4 around.
4.4. So this is the last 2025 data. You know, you need to remember this data, because we don't want you to waste your time in reading the Pre-Seen again. So this key data, if you can manage to remember, try to remember this, try to memorize this. So our guest score is good. Supplier relationships, we don't have much information, okay, because we don't have much information about our supplier relationship that we have. Like, are they very long-term suppliers? And community engagement, okay, we have a good community engagement because we do local sourcing and we do local hiring. So that is good. Franchisee, we don't know, because we don't have a franchisee model yet. But yes, if at all we have it in the future or in the exam, you can talk about this. Okay, so this is social and relationship capital. Last is natural capital. So natural capital means, what is my impact on the environment? How much is my carbon footprint? How much is my water usage, fuel usage, and how much waste am I releasing into the water bodies, into the air? Okay, how much chemicals I use, and how much water I use, And that's all. So you can talk about your electricity usage, you can talk about waste generation, carbon emissions, and then that's all. Now, if the question is on benefits of integrated reporting, in fact, they can ask you both. They can ask you 6 capitals plus benefits, because they have asked this in the past also. So there was one question on 6 capitals and another question was on benefits. So tell us the benefits of integrated reporting. See, integrating reporting gives an inside view of the company to the stakeholders, which means that the company is being very, very transparent with my stakeholders, right? Stakeholders' trust, especially shareholders' trust and confidence in the company increases, because this is a voluntary report. And if you're still making this report, which means that you are a very transparent, honest company, and shareholder confidence increases. Another benefit is we are able to attract capital at a lower rate. See, you know what? If I talk about debts, if I talk about loan providers, so the interest rate is high if the risk that they're taking is high, but if the risk is low, they reduce the interest rates also. So if we are doing transparent reporting, and if we are giving them a inside view, a complete transparent inside view of the company, then we can attract capital at a lower rate of interest. Okay. Our brand visibility and image improves. In fact, integrated reporting can be used as a PR exercise. Okay. And with the help of integrated reporting, all the stakeholders get to know what the company is doing for them. It increases the confidence of the investors, and investors can make better decisions regarding whether to invest in the company or not. So better decision making. And you know what? The company can also make a better decision making, because now they have the integrated report with them. So they know where they're lacking. They know that they're, even though guest satisfaction is okay, but employee satisfaction is not that okay. So even we get to see the mirror, and we get to know that where we are standing. So even the company can take better decisions with the help of insights which are coming from the integrated report. Okay. Integrated report has a long-term focus. Okay, because see, unlike the financial statements, which are based on past data, which is historic in nature, integrated reports are future-oriented, and they have a long-term focus. Because in the integrated reports, we also mention that my target, the company's target, is to reduce the carbon footprint by 50% in the next 2 years, and my target is to go green or use not use any single-use plastic. Okay, our aim is to eliminate single-use plastic 100% in the next 5 years. So we also tell about in the integrated report about the mission of the company, like where we are heading. Okay, and this is missing in the traditional financial statements. Financial statements tell you about what sales have already happened, what profits we have already made, what is the asset position, what is the liability position. Integrated report tells me what the company wants to do in the future also. So it has a long-term focus, and it is futuristic. It supports sustainability, and you just remember sustainability. So it helps improve the environment also, because in the integrated reports, we have a section on what do you call it? Natural capital. So there we mention that what we are doing for the environment. Now tell me, in these 6 capitals and benefits, do you have any doubts anywhere? Are they clear? If this question comes, can you all write?
Yes.
Like seriously, this question will be of maybe 16 marks. And if they ask you benefits also, maybe 20 marks, maybe more. You all can write, right? See, my suggestion is, if there's anyone who has not attempted the papers yet, please attempt 3-4 papers. Yeah, a question on risk register adequacy may also come. Okay, but we are not discussing this. I've just discussed very briefly that these are the contents of register, and if any of the contents are missing, you need to just point them out that this is missing. So sometimes they just mention the name of the risk. They do not describe the risk. Like I said, reputation risk is not enough. You have to explain what is reputation risk. Okay. So sometimes what happens, description of the risk is missing. So risk name has to be given. Risk description has to be given in detail. What exactly is this risk? And what is the likelihood score? Means it's a high risk, low risk, medium risk. And then impact has to be given, pre-mitigation rating, post-mitigation rating, and what are the existing controls to fix the risk, and what other steps that we have to take to implement, to fix the risk, etc. Owner, the risk owner has to sign it with the date, with his name, with his signature, and then when would this risk register will be reviewed next, that has to be mentioned. Because today we decided, okay, in order to fix this risk, we are going to do data encryption. Let's say data encryption doesn't exist in the company on the date of the register. When we are making the register, the risk is there, but the risk of data privacy, data leakage is there, but data encryption doesn't exist. So we decided that Mr. A, or what's your name, Pratik is going to implement this data encryption in the next by the next month. And so we put a date, like today is what, today is 24th, right? 24th November, we identified this risk of data leakage, and by the 25th of December next month, we are going to review our register again and see whether this data encryption has been implemented or not. And we also need to see whether data encryption is working as expected, as intended or not. So the review date has to be mentioned. Okay. And these are some contents, you can read them. See, another interesting topic that I want to cover after the break will be how to attract green customers. Because it is given in the pre-seen very clearly that, business customers are very cautious about the environment, right? Is it just business customers or is it all the customers? Can you just check this? I think all customers. I think it is all. Like many, like a significant set of people.
Public at large, you can say.
Public at large. Here it is given. As the society becomes more concerned about environmental issues, factors such as hotels' carbon footprint could influence. Yeah, so it is not just business segment, but everyone. So in the next, after we come from the break, we are going to discuss how to attract green customers. Okay. So now let's take a break till 8 p.m. and then we'll discuss further. Okay, is it fine?
Till what time are we planning to continue the class today?
Till 9 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So let's meet at 8. Okay, all right. Can we start now? Yes, can we start?
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah, I just got a message from whom? Hi, Rashi, what's your name? Rashi Kash? You sent me a WhatsApp message, right? Yes, Rashi Kash, are you there? Yeah, so you were asking me for what? For the recordings, right? Yeah, so the recordings will be out. They will be actually editing this. So it might take maybe tomorrow or by day after they are going to upload this. Okay. So by day after or maybe tomorrow, they will be uploading these.
Ma'am, where will you share these notes and all?
On my YouTube channel itself, like I said before.
Okay. It's on link, it's on PDF form or on a video?
It will be PDF, na? Notes will be in PDF. Video will also be shared.
Okay.
I mean, notes have to be in PDF, right? And videos will also be shared. Okay. Okay, so now let's discuss how to attract our green customers, right? How to attract green customers. Green customers are who? Which are very, very cautious about the environment and they don't want to stay in the hotels which are not environment friendly, right? Now, how to attract these customers? Make your operation sustainable. Sustainable how? By doing LED lighting, by using smart thermostats. What do smart thermostats do? Smart thermostats are those thermostats which you can pre-program and you can set temperatures. So let's say we are a cold country and it is cold, it is very cold in winter. And therefore what we are doing is we can program our thermostat. So we can tell the thermostat that we can input in thermostat that from 12 midnight till 4, it's the coldest. So we want the temperature to be very high. And post that from 4 to 6, we can keep a different temperature, a bit lower temperature. And then 6 to 10, let's say I'm not at home. So 6 to 10, I will instruct it to switch off. And then post 10, so this is going to help me in reducing my energy usage, right? Because these are smart, they keep changing. So it's dynamic temperature. They keep changing the temperature basis my instructions. So that is smart thermostat. It helps us in saving fuel. Next is efficient HVAC. See, HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So your heaters, ventilators, ACs should be efficient so that they use minimal energy. Optimized systems can cut consumption by 20-40% of electricity. Smart controls and predictive maintenance reduces breakdowns and extend the equipment life. So if you do predictive maintenance, it will reduce your breakdowns. It will improve the life of the asset, which means you can use it for a longer period, which means that you won't be disposing it off very early, which means that you're saving the environment indirectly, right? If you can use something for a long period, this means that the pressure on the environment would be less, impact would be lesser. This is a benefit. Solar energy, try to use solar energy where feasible. Then what about water? Low flow fixtures can be used by us, like low flow shower heads. Okay, low flow shower heads deliver water at 2.5 gallons per minute or less compared to the older models which use 5 to 7 gallons per minute. Okay, low flow toilets use about 1.6 gallons per flush, whereas older toilets use much more, up to 7 gallons per minute per flush. Low flow faucets or taps restrict the water flow to around 1.5 gallons per minute, reducing the wastage in the sinks. So it helps save water and prevent water wastage. Next, now you can also have a linen towel reuse programs. You know what? On a daily basis, they change our bed sheets, they change our towels, okay? But they don't get dirty that frequently, right? So in this case, in your company, you can implement this reuse program wherein the laundering means washing the towels and linens less frequently saves thousands of liters of water annually. Okay, maybe do it in 2 to 3 days. Rainwater harvesting infrastructure can be set up in the gardens. When it comes to the waste should be recycled. And if it is a food waste, because we have restaurants and bars which generate a lot of food waste, so this food waste can be composted, means we can convert the food waste, convert the organic turnovers, leftovers like the fruit peels, vegetable scraps, eggshells into nutrient-rich soil through natural decomposition. Diverts the waste from landfills. Okay, we are converting it into soil, so it diverts waste from the landfills, reduces methane gas emissions, helps the environment again, creates a natural fertilizer also. It creates a natural fertilizer, thereby reducing reliance on chemical alternatives, chemical pesticides and fertilizers, improves the soil health, and supports circular economy practices. So circular economy concept is that you keep reusing your things. Okay, you keep recycling, keep reusing, use it again. So this is how you can help the. So here we are helping, we are preventing land pollution. Okay, with this we are helping water saving. We are doing water saving, and here we are reducing my electricity usage. Also reduce the single-use plastic use, right? Single-use plastics. The next is eco-friendly guest experience. So, yes. So Level can offer green stay packages, organic menus, which do not use any pesticides and fertilizers, eco-friendly bathroom amenities like low flow flushes and low flow faucets, etc. And you can also have electric vehicle charging stations. Yeah, like Prateek said. Okay, that's all. Then you can also try to attain certification like 14001, ISO 14001 certification from the environmental bodies. Okay. These certifications further increase the trust of the green customers in your company. Get environmental audits done, okay, to prove that you're actually environmental friendly company. Community engagement. So what would you do? Engage with the community, do local hiring, do local, support the local farmers, clean the beaches, okay, engage in these activities, charitable activities, help the society, cultural preservation, hire locally. Okay, another thing which can be done is, if you are a green company, you can get certifications, and on the booking engines, means the online travel agencies like booking.com, Make My Trip, you can get yourself a green badge or an eco badge. So if a customer is surfing through the site and we are trying to find the hotel the best one, and if I'm a green customer, I would always choose you over the rest of the hotels because you have an eco badge. So like there could be some eco mark or green badge, right? So you can use it for better marketing. Okay, you can use these badges to attract green customers. So eco badges on booking engines. Highlight the hotels with eco certifications or sustainable practices, guiding the guests toward greener choices. Demand shift. It encourages the competition amongst hotels to adopt eco-friendly measures to earn badges. It also reduces the carbon footprint, right? Did you understand the concept of this green badge? Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that's
Yes,
fine.
ma'am. It's fine.
Yeah, so all these steps can be taken. Basically, it is like it tells you, just give me 1 second. Just like if you shop from Amazon, so there are some products, they're sponsored, right? And it's given on the right hand side. Somewhere it is given, right? It's sponsored. So likewise, you can get this badge if it is possible. Then you can get this badge, and it will help you in attracting green customers. And also, all your menu cards, your brochures, manuals, all of it can be paperless, okay, in the form of QR codes. You can use QR codes and replace the printed materials, which will help in saving paper, saving trees, right? So this is how you attract green customers. Okay, next is environmental reporting. This you can see it's a knowledge-based question basically. Let me directly take you through, take you to the right page. Just give me 1 second. Okay, there could be questions on bribery and corruption. Okay, it's a knowledge-based question. That's why I'm not discussing this. Okay, let's see this. How to be ethical with all your stakeholders. Actually, this is also self-explanatory, like how to be good to your employees and customers. This we have discussed in other topics. Okay, when we were discussing Mendeley matrix, we have covered them. So let's not discuss it here. Okay. Yeah. How to improve the staff turnover, even though we have discussed this briefly, but I wanted to discuss this in detail because we are already facing this staff turnover issue. How to prevent this, how to reduce the staff turnover. First is improved pay. Okay, pay them better than the market and provide them benefits, rewards, acknowledgement, employee of the year awards, etc. Operational staff turnover is usually the highest when the pay is either low or the hours are very unstable or antisocial. Level can introduce predictable shift schedules in stable shift schedules, example, weekly published rosters. So on a weekly basis, we can publish a roster. Roster basically gives a schedule that this is your work for the next 1 week. So I am the staff and a roster is out for me. So I know that next week, I need to work 12 hours on Monday, but Tuesday I can work for just 8 hours. And I get to know in advance that what is my commitment, what is my work hour, how much work I need to do next week. So basically, this helps me prepare my week in advance and prepare it better. So to some extent, it can provide me with some certainty, and I can plan my relaxed time accordingly. So this should be predictable. Okay, so you can use predictive tools, predictive big data tools, which can predict that how much would be the occupancy next week, or how much will be the occupancy in the next 15 days. And accordingly, I can make a roster for all my employees, all my staff, and they can plan their weeks, just their weeks in advance. Okay, because they also have their personal life and they can plan their personal life accordingly. So to some extent, I can provide them with some certainty because see, they are part-time staff. Okay, they are not in a 9 to 5 job. Sometimes they're working late nights. Sometimes they can leave early. So introduce predictable shift schedules and stable shift schedules. You can do this by using predictive data mining tools, big data tools, and you can do this by weekly publishing a roster. Okay, offer slightly above the market hourly rates for loyalty. If you want loyalty, you have to pay them a bit better. Then provide attendance bonuses. Okay, if they are working late nights or if they are working early mornings, anti-social hours, compensate them accordingly. And yeah, provide them meal allowance or free meals. Free meals or a meal allowance means some money so that they can purchase meals for themselves. Provide them some travel allowance for late shifts. So if they are coming to the hotel late in the night, and provide them compensation, reimburse their bills, their transportation bills. Then allow the staff to swap the shifts easily using an application, reducing frustration. Yeah, sometimes if they are not available for a shift, or a given day, then allow them to give them some elbow room, some leeway that they can change their shifts. They can swap their shifts. Let's say there's an, like, let's say I have to do a night shift. I'm not available on a given day. So give me an option that I can swap my shift with some other colleague of mine who is willing to work night shift, and I do his shift and he does mine, because I'm not available at night on Tuesday, and he can work my shift and I can work his day shift. So allow me this elbow room to make these changes. See, work from home cannot be given, but flexibility in order to swap my shifts should be available. Okay. Next, strengthen the employee recognition program. See, we already have an employee recognition program as per which we are rewarding our employees with cash. Okay. Level already gives cash rewards and vouchers, but it can be improved. Make this program more frequent and visible, right? So do a weekly spotlight, right? Weekly spotlight would be like, send an email across level to all the employees of level that Pratik is the employee of the week and he has won this voucher, and we acknowledge and appreciate his efforts, right? So appreciate and acknowledge. Do not give them vouchers and cash in silence. Okay. Let everyone appreciate them. So the way it happens in companies also. So when I was with EY and Deloitte, what they used to do, like every week, every month, we used to see emails where they are appreciating and acknowledging some key performers. Okay. And in fact, I remember when we used to sit in the cafeteria during lunchtime. So there was a TV, okay, and everyone used to watch the TV that time. So there also they used to feature their best employees on TV, right? So this can be done. Award the teams, not just individuals. This reduces jealousy and builds morale. Yeah, let's say if one person, two people in a team have done well, award the entire team also, not just those two specific individuals, so that everyone else who were supporting the two individuals also feel acknowledged and respected for their efforts. Next is add some non-financial rewards as well, like certificate of appreciation, employee of the year award, career badges, right? Like you have won a silver badge, platinum badge. Likewise, employees feel. Next is star of the month. Let guests participate by nominating staff through a QR code in rooms. Yes. See, right now, these hotel employees have a client-facing role, right? So not just the hotel managers should do the appraisal of these employees, but guests can also do an appraisal and give a feedback or give a reward, right? So as of abhi kya ho raha hai? Who is nominating us for these rewards? It is written somewhere, na, that the employees are being nominated by their managers. Who is nominating them?
Hotel manager.
Just check. Staff can be nominated for a reward by their manager or by a colleague. So now allow this nomination even by the guests, because guests are directly, the employees are directly facing the guests. So if the guest is very happy with the staff, then guests should be allowed to nominate the employee using some QR code which they can fill, or using some mobile application. There should be some inbuilt feature in the mobile app through which we can nominate the staff for these rewards, right? Because you know what, internal politics can happen between colleagues and managers, right? But if the guest is happy, I should be nominated, even though my manager is not happy with me. But if the guest is happy, so I think we should be considered for nomination. So let the guests also participate by nominating staff for these rewards. This increases the motivation without much cost. So these are some ways which are actually cost friendly. Like they don't we don't have to spend anything for that, not much. Okay, but this improves the morale of the employees. Next is Training, upskilling, and career growth. Many operational staff leave because they see no progression whatsoever in the company. They have been there at the same position with almost the same pay for a long time. So level can provide cross training. What is cross training?
Cross training is across different departments.
Yes, across different departments. Basically, job rotation. That's not exactly job rotation, but we can give them an offer of job rotation as well. So if I'm from housekeeping and I want to try out reception, so maybe I should be given a chance to get trained for the reception as well. Okay. This it reduces boredom and monotony, and also offer short training modules. Okay, train modules, develop some training modules on communication, soft skills, customer service, housekeeping, basic IT, basic computer knowledge. Next is create career pathways. So also let your employees know that if you are today at this position, tomorrow after 2 years, if you do well, if you meet a certain benchmark, you will be promoted to this position and then this position. So likewise, they can see the future ahead, and then they can decide accordingly whether they want to stay in the same company or they want to leave, right? So show them a clear pathway, right? And promote internally wherever possible. When the staff see a future with us, they always stay. I think the main reason why people are leaving us is because we have part-time staff. Next is improve the work culture and communication. Part-time staff often feel disconnected. They're not treated well. They're not respected. Level can hold monthly team meetings with the staff, right? Monthly team meetings, so they feel connected with the leadership. They know that they are being respected and they are being recognized in the team. Otherwise, what happens with these workers is that they don't get to meet the colleagues. They don't get to meet the leadership, the very senior people in the company. So they're disconnected from them. Provide the managers with people management training. There are many people who get promoted to manager position, but they don't know how to manage people. People management skills should be there. How to motivate the employees, not simply just instructing them and threatening them using coercion, but also motivating them, making them feel like a part of the family, part of the team. If you do this, people would want to work for you and put extra efforts. So people skills and people management skills are missing in managers and senior managers. I've seen this personally also. I know few managers, but they don't know how to motivate you. Like, they actually turn you off, right? Even though you are a very keen person, but the way they talk, you don't feel like putting any efforts. Okay, so provide managers with these skills. Actually, it should come naturally to these two managers, but if they lack it, then they should be trained. Offer a simple feedback platform. Yes, the feedback should also not just be given by the seniors to the juniors, but the feedback should also move upwards. Okay, so even the staff should be allowed to give a feedback to their seniors, and they can do it anonymously, and they can share their concerns anonymously. Okay, also the most important part is we don't celebrate with them. So celebrate festivals, celebrate their birthdays, do night outs, or do movie outings, and celebrate wins with your employees. Fine. Okay, reduce the workload stress. High turnover often comes from overwork, like they have antisocial hours. Ensure adequate staffing levels, particularly in housekeeping where workload is very heavy. So adequate amount of hiring should be done so that the burden on the existing employees goes down a bit. Introduce room quotas based on the difficulty level. Okay, let's say introduce room quotas based on difficulty level. Larger rooms count more. Anyone wants to explain this part? What are we talking about?
I mean, based on the level of pay or responsibilities or seniority, we can assign the staff rooms they are looking after. Like a junior staff may have to look for smaller size rooms, or senior staff would be assigned overview of. This is what I am understanding from this.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else would want to explain? Just give a guess. You know what? They have some quota, especially the housekeeping staff has some quota, which means that the minimum number of rooms that they have to clean every day in their shift. Now, if they are actually cleaning a larger room now, so it should be counted as 2 rooms instead of being counted as 1. Did you understand this?
Yes, it makes
ठीक है
sense.
तो हाउसकीपिंग का यही होता है बिकॉज स्पेशली दे आर पार्ट टाइम वर्कर्स सो यू नो दे हैव टू शो दैट ओके दे हैव डन 20 room cleaning today. So if they are you know cleaning a larger room, it should be counted as 2 or 3. So basis the difficulty level, basis how difficult it is to clean that room, and basis how large this room is, you know the quota, the larger rooms should count more. And use technology, housekeeping apps to track uh, tasks and reduce paperwork and save time. So we already have this application. So maybe we can skip this point. The housekeeping staff have a mobile application, and using this mobile application, they can update the HMS, the number of rooms they've already cleaned, and which rooms are now available for check-in, and which rooms are being cleaned, and which ACs, in which rooms the ACs are not working, in which rooms the taps are leaking. So they have an application which basically makes the job very easy for the housekeeping staff. Otherwise, if for every small thing they have to write emails, it basically increases their workload. Okay, or they are telephoning the managers or the receptionist to update them, or if they are emailing the managers, this basically means it's a lot of work for them. So we can reduce it by using an application which we already have. So in the answer, we can skip this point because we already have this. Next is offer small but impactful perks. Maybe your manager can write you a handwritten letter and send you. You will feel delighted, like you will be happy about it, that he wrote. It's not a standard email, but he wrote me a letter with hand. So it is an impactful gesture. So low cost perks can strongly boost retention. Free tea, coffee, and snacks during the shifts. 1 free room night per year for the staff. Okay. So the staff is there. If the staff wants to stay in the hotel, or if he wants to bring his family to the hotel for a night, then 1 room night or 7 room nights are free for the staff every year, right? This can be done. Discounted stays for the family of the staff, and free uniforms and free laundry of their uniforms. Health camps, wellness sessions, they should be allowed to use gyms or swimming pools, or vaccinations, something should be free for them. So these are some benefits which we can provide them, which will enhance our loyalty. Next is, whenever the staff has put his papers, they have decided to resign, then some exit interview should also happen, where the HR manager should try to understand why is the employee leaving. Are they leaving for a better pay or better working conditions, or what? Okay, this will help us in taking a corrective action. So conduct exit interviews and fix the recurring issues. Level should systematically collect the reasons for leaving and work on them. Next. Now we have part-time staff. So convert your high-performing part-time staff to permanent roles. Give them permanent roles if they are performing good. So many part-time staff want stable income, and this is one of the reasons why they leave us. So identify the top performers, offer optional full-time roles, and provide benefits and long-term contracts. This reduces the turnover dramatically. So this is a summary which you can always read before the exam. Next is another topic, and I want to discuss this topic as well, which is what are some problems in the board structure? I think we have already seen this, but let's see very quickly. Their IT director is missing, no chief information officer. Level is highly dependent on its website and its HMS, and it is also planning technology upgrades. The absence of a CIO or an IT director or a chief information officer is a serious gap at the board level, and we need to fix it. We need to hire someone. Okay. Why this is a problem? Because IT is critical to our operations. All the bookings happen through the website and they go through our HMS system. Even the housekeeping staff is updating on HMS. All the updates they are making using the app on the HMS. So our IT is very crucial for our business continuity. And if at all some unfortunate event happens, we do not have a dedicated director who is going to look into IT operations. So we need someone. Then cyber security, we're already facing this data security risk, right? So if we see our risk register, we are facing this data security risk, and which again makes a very good case for appointing an IT director. Next is we also do not have a customer app. We are not doing any dynamic pricing, no automation. Then again, we need an IT director, and no one at the board level is accountable for any digital strategy. We do not have any IT strategy. So therefore, so an expected question on this is that recommend the appointment of CIO, Chief Information Officer, for the company. So you can give some plus points, some pros and cons. Okay. You can talk about all these points. You know what? Also, we do not, even though we have a risk committee, but we do not have a risk officer. Okay, there is no chief risk officer in the company. We are facing so many risks. I think there should be a dedicated director, even though we have a risk committee, right? But just think, who would be a part of this risk committee? Yes, tell me, what is the composition of risk committee? Composition of risk committee.
Ma'am, what I have read is risk committee, like majority of them are non-executive directors, and they just ensure that the internal control procedures, they only oversee. And if there is a risk, we are not informed, but if there is a risk manager, they just oversee the work of risk manager. But the non-executive directors are having expertise in risk management.
It
Yeah, they have
consists of 3 members, I think. Minimum 3 members. Two of which are executive directors, maybe.
Yeah, so majority
Should
or at
be
least
of
50%
executive.
should be 50% non-executives or majority non-executives. Like the only thing is that there should be some executives also. So it should be a mix of executives and non-executives. Okay. Why executives? Why do we need executives in this committee?
To have internal knowledge of the company.
They know the
Yes,
better
because
business.
they know the business better. They are working 24/7 and they understand risk better. And non-executives just meet a few times in a year And this will not suffice. This is not sufficient for us to manage our risks well. And risk monitoring is a dynamic exercise, and we definitely need some full-time employees for the same. And what better than executive directors for the same? So yes, this is the reason why we need a mix of executives and non-executives. But we, we have a marketing director. Okay, he can take care of the pricing risk, and but we do not have any dedicated director for risk. It's not necessary that we should have someone. If not a director, then a chief risk officer. Okay, maybe a risk manager. Maybe they already have it, but they haven't given it us in the pre-scene, given it to us in the pre-scene. So I'm assuming they don't have anyone. So there's no chief risk officer. Hotels face huge risks like cyber risks, pricing risks, reputation, etc. And we only have a risk committee, and which is not enough. There is no executive leader who is responsible for risk management. So these are the only things I saw which I found problematic. Rest everything was okay. Another problem was that internal auditors are not taking care of the IT. They're not doing any IT audits, especially because I feel IT is neglected in this company, right? No IT director. Even the internal auditors are not taking care of the IT functions. So IT seems neglected. Okay. Okay, can we do pestle now? We have how much time? We have 20 minutes. Just let me see what is the best topic that we can take up. Okay, let's do Porter's 5 forces. Okay, let's do Porter's 5 forces. Porter 5 forces helps us in understanding the attractiveness of the industry. So let's say you have a lot of money with you. You want to decide whether you want to invest in the hotel industry or in food aggregation industry. Food aggregation, you understand, right? Food aggregation.
This aggregators like Swiggy, Zomato.
Swiggy, Zomato, right? So we have got two options. I want to do my business in one of these industries. So how will I decide this? I will do Porter's 5 forces analysis on both these industries. I will do Porter's 5 forces analysis in food aggregating industry and also in hotel industry. And then I'm going to compare, and then I'm going to take a call which one is the best. So this is what Porter's 5 forces is. And these are the 5 forces of Porter's 5 forces model. First is competitive rivalry. Rivalry means the existing rivalry is high. Hotel rivalry is high due to many competitors. Many competitors. Some are chains. Some are very large chains. Some are independents. And we are facing rivalry from all of them. Okay. Also, the rivalry is high because people have an option, customers have an option to compare prices through booking.com, through Make My Trip. So they have access to a lot of inside data of the company, which is also increasing the competition. People are reducing their prices to attract customers. So price transparency is there. Seasonal tourism patterns increasing competition during off season. Low differentiation amongst the mid-market hotels. Homestays offering cheaper alternatives. Actually, you know what? Homestay, I'm going to put it under threat of substitutes. Okay, but you can put it here also. Okay. See, as long as your point is correct, it doesn't matter whether the caption is, even if the caption is not perfect, okay, you still get marks if the content is okay. But homestays, we can put like the Airbnb. They are a different product, you can say. So I would put it under threat of substitutes. Now, you know what? When you are writing an answer on 5 forces now, you also need to mention, like first explain that these are the problems, and then say that this force is high or this threat of rivalry is high. So then you have to conclude also, okay? You have to conclude every point by saying that this force is high or this threat is high. Next is threat of new entrants. Now, new entrants, people are trying to enter this segment, okay? Entry barriers vary by the business model. Like some companies are following ownership model. So when I talk about ownership model, like Level is also using the same model. Here the entry barriers are high. But when I talk about the franchising model, no, it's not that high, okay, as compared to ownership model. Because in ownership model, you need to do heavy investment in properties, which cannot be done by a new entrant, a small entrant, right? Now, if I talk about homestays, the barriers are low. Okay, if you have a home, you just need to have a spare room. If you have a spare room in your home, you can convert it into a homestay, right? So here, in the case of homestays, the barriers are very low. You just need one spare room. So homestays require minimal investment. Independent boutique hotels launching rapidly. Yes, I think in 2024, the total rooms sold in Estland, out of the total rooms sold, 48% were 48% contribution came from the independent chains, right? So here the barriers are low. But if you are talking about chains, or if you are talking about those hotels which are using ownership based model, then the barriers are high, because you need to not just purchase the properties, you also need to hire labor, and you also need to arrange for all the refurbishments and maintenance on your own, and building a reputation takes time. So I would say it is moderate, or okay, the threat is moderate. It is moderate because if I talk about the ownership model, the threat is low. But if I talk about franchising model or maintenance contract, it is not that high. Okay. So on an average, I would call it like a medium threat. So every point you need to conclude that these are the facts, and basis this, we consider this force to be a medium force. Next is the bargaining power of the buyers. Yes, this is high, right? Now tell me what content you would write in this. All of you, please let me know. In this heading, under this caption, what would you put?
Since there are number of chain of hotels, and the customers have like quite wide variety of choice, so and because of the intense competition and other hotels using the latest technology like yield management, so I think the bargaining power of customer is quite high, and they can switch easily if a particular hotel doesn't meet the quality criteria, or if they are not satisfied with a particular hotel.
Yes, correct. And they're also comparing the prices on the online travel agencies like booking.com. So they have this option also. Like few years back, this option was also not aware, right? These comparison websites were not available. So this
And
information was hidden. Yes.
also, since we are catering to customers, I mean leisure customers which are very price sensitive,
Yes.
so they have high bargaining power in this case.
They have high bargaining power. Okay, fine. But you know what? Since we are talking about the industry, okay, we are talking about the hotel industry and the leisure industry. Okay, we're talking about the hotel industry and especially the leisure segment. But you know what? Okay, overall, you can talk about everyone because we are discussing the overall industry. So customers have strong influence. due to OTAs, these online travel agencies or online travel websites offering comparison, and then high price sensitivity, and people have access to feedback ratings by other people. Okay, so I can check the website, I can check the feedback, and I can decide. And low switching cost, I can easily switch from one hotel to another. Now, how to retain your customers? If you want to retain them, maybe give them some loyalty points, and they have to use these points. And if I have, let's say, 2000 points with me, I would want to make my next booking from the same hotel, right? Even though I want to try out a new hotel, but if I have 2000 points, and let's say 2000 point is equal to 2000 rupees, for example. Okay, so won't you want to finish off my points first before I replace my existing hotel? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
I would want to finish off my points. Now, this is a very,
Yes, ma'am.
very clever strategy which companies use. So I remember there was a company, there was an application. The name was OTP. Okay, I think they started just in Delhi NCR. So this was an application. They used to bring us fresh fruits and vegetables only in the morning, every morning. And you know, every morning what they used to do, let's say I purchased 2 kg tomatoes and 2 kg potato. So what would they do? They're deliberately doing this. What they do, they won't give you 2000 kilograms. They would give you 1800 grams. And deliberately they would not, they would not, they would sell only 1800. And same goes for the potatoes and tomatoes also. And then they would credit some money as points into the wallet. Right? It's not that they have 1800 grams of tomatoes. They also have 2 kg, right? But they're deliberately not selling me, not sending me full 2 kg, because they want to credit some points into my wallet, because of which I have to repurchase from the same company. So this is how they increase their repeat rate. Fine. Any other strategy which you know of? Any other strategy? We can also give a subscription option to some of my loyal customers or frequent travelers, that you pay us maybe 20,000, 30,000 in the beginning of the year, and then you enjoy a maximum of 50 nights per year in any hotel which you choose to stay in, right? This means that at least for the next 1 year, these customers will repeat with us, will repeat business. Yes, what do you think?
Yes, good point.
Yes,
Ma'am, some hotels are doing this also.
Yeah, airlines also do this.
We can also start a referral program where our existing
Yes.
guests refer new guests onto the platform, and the existing one will get incentive, so we can have a chance to repeat to service them again.
Yeah. So if someone downloads our app for the first time, they get a 20% off on their first booking, and the person who referred also gets 30% off on his next booking. So we can give a referral bonus or a joining bonus, like a new, if you download our app for the first time, your first booking is 20% off, or a yearly subscription model, okay, which ensures that for the next 1 year you remain our customer, you stick with us, so the repeat rate increases. This is also an option. Okay, now the this force is what? This force is very high. Okay, the bargaining power is very high of the buyers. Next is the bargaining power of suppliers. You know what? We don't have information about this force. Frankly, we don't have information. We don't know whether how many suppliers are available, whether there is a scarcity or not. Yeah. But if I talk about employees, yes, employees' bargaining power is, I mean, they can leave us. Our turnover is high. They are part-time contractors, right? They are part-timers. Even though they can leave us, that doesn't mean that they have power over us. So I don't think it is high when it comes to the employees. They can leave us, but that doesn't mean that just in order to retain them, we are paying them high and we don't have any other option. So that's not the case. But it's not low because the turnover is high and we might have to consider increasing their pay to retain them. So I will put it, I will say that the bargaining power of employees is medium. Okay. But for the rest of the suppliers, we don't have information. Okay, we don't know about these technology vendors, like the people who would be, helping us make the mobile application or the CRM or the yield management. How many vendors are available? Are they too costly? We don't have information on this. Okay, but when it comes to employees, I will simply say that even though the staff turnover is very high, yet these employees are replaceable. There's no scarcity as such. Okay, we don't see any scarcity because S-land is facing inflation, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. It is written. Economic downturn and inflation.
So don't you think people are losing jobs already? People are losing jobs, which means that there are many job seekers available, which means that even if these employees are leaving us, we can easily replace them. Even though obviously replacement is costly because you need to train the new employee again, you need to give an induction orientation again, but we can't say that they're not replaceable. So I can't say that the bargaining power is too high. Bargaining power is high when the employee is threatening that I will leave you, else you promote me, and then you have to promote him. So that's a different case. So I would say neither it is low and nor it is high. I would say it is medium. Okay, but we don't have information about the other suppliers. Now we have another point, which is threat of substitutes. Yes. What is it? Yes, tell me. Threat of substitutes. I would say that is very high. We have these homestays like Airbnb, and we have these, what do you call them? What else? That's it, na? Just the homestays, right?
Ma'am, even it is written in the first part of the pre-seen that nowadays, but that is for business travelers, that now they are preferring, video conferencing. So I don't think it would fit into our.
We can put this because this is an industry analysis. Okay, it's not level specific analysis. It is an industry analysis. You can definitely put this. Definitely.
That now business travelers are conducting meetings online only, so there is no need to travel.
You can write this point. Okay. Next is summary. Okay, summary you can read on your own. Okay, now we only have 5 minutes left. Now tell me, how is your confidence level? We have a lot to cover. Okay, we can't cover today. I mean, it's just 3-4 minutes. So did your confidence increase?
Yes, a lot.
A lot? Who said a lot? Pratik.
Pratik, yes.
Okay. So,
ma'am, it all depends upon the paper, what exhibits we are getting and how tough it is.
You know what? I think whatever comes, yeah, you are already prepared. मतलब क्या ही आ जाएगा? They will ask you how to improve revenue, how to improve turnover, CRM, yield management. Like, we have covered a lot. So इसमें से तो आएगा ही आएगा.
Yes, ma'am, we have covered quite a lot.
Quite a lot. So it's not that we have done just 5 topics. No, we have covered a lot already. So I feel, I'm not saying 100% will come from here, but 70-80% definitely is gonna come. And you know what? The rest of it will be exhibit based. That is too exhibit specific. So there's no point in, we can't even predict that, because let's say, do you remember there's a question paper of fold construction. Has anyone done this paper?
Yes, ma'am, I've done.
Oh, full
I've done.
construction. So that company was into construction of roads. So
Yes, ma'am.
they wanted to construct roads in some other country, and the transport minister of that country had put some conditions. Now there was a question on those. There was a question that is it very difficult to meet those conditions? Now this is a question which is very exhibit specific. You can't prepare for it in advance, right? So I feel whatever they could really test from the knowledge, we have covered that. Okay, 10%, obviously, there would be some very exhibit-based questions. Let's say some, what do you say, some accident happened. Let's say some employee died, okay? And let's say some hotel staff died, and the company is trying to cover it up by paying bribes to the employees. So that is an exhibit-specific question. You know already that how to prevent bribery in the company, and what are the problems with bribery, and why should we not hide this from the public? Like if someone has died, why we should not try to cover it up? So these are some very common sense wale questions, and you can write this on your own. Okay,
Sure.
but
Similarly, there was a question from Tracks, railway company, railway tracks management company, track services. इसमें भी यही सब था कि मतलब pre-seen was different, but eventually the questions are that they are going to expand. The other country is going to cut off the railway ties with us and expand their own network. So that requires a lot of skepticism, judgment. So
yeah,
that is true.
but I feel that, whatever is the possibility, I've covered like everything in this document, even though we couldn't discuss everything today. But in this document, I've put everything, like jitna possible ho sakta hai, I've put everything. And
I agree. I mean, वो तो बाकी आप notes एक बार देंगे तो you can take a look also कि पूरा notes तो ढंग से एक बार पढ़ेंगे ही.
yeah. And my plan is I will be making some updates, and then I'll be posting it on the YouTube channel. Okay, now tell me, do you have any doubts? Abhi tak, whatever we have studied, or maybe from the future, if you want to ask something about the exam, anything? See, it's not that we can connect again also.
Ma'am, I have one doubt regarding this seasonality chart. So, like, I use Chat GPT, to be very honest with you, to understand this seasonality chart. So, like,
Which one?
there is one
Okay, yes,
seasonality
October to
chart.
March one. Yes. I remember that. Yeah.
So, ma'am, according to, if we plot, these are the variations. So the peak months would be July and August.
Wait.
That is what came from Chat GPT. That if you
occupancy,
these graphs are actually the variations.
No. Occupancy is 80%, 90%, and 85%.
No, ma'am, I can show you from what came from Chat GPT.
Okay.
And it came that these graphs are actually the variations. So the peak months would be July and August. That if you actually draw a line, these black lines are the variations. So in the month of December, there is a lot of variations. If you read carefully.
That's true. But if you see the x-axis and the y-axis given, it's very clearly given. It is occupancy percentage. It's not variation. Okay.
Ma'am, then I just inserted this photograph into Chat GPT and I asked that what are the peak months? The peak months came to be July and August.
No.
See,
if it were variation given here on the y-axis, then you were
yes,
right.
ma'am.
But
okay.
It is occupancy percentage. So occupancy is the maximum between October till March, right?
Okay, ma'am.
It is the
so because ma'am, initially I was like reading it like this only, that December and January are the peak months. But then I thought that since it is a coastal area, maybe people don't like to go during December. So then I thought
otherwise in the y-axis they would have used fluctuation percentage, right?
Okay, ma'am.
If it were fluctuation percentage, then you were right. ChatGPT can make mistakes, but I'm really not sure ChatGPT can make this mistake. So let me check.
Ma'am, I can show you the result. I can show you the result, ma'am. If you put this graph into ChatGPT and you ask what are the peak months, the answer will come as July and August.
Ma'am, I have just inserted this in ChatGPT.
Okay, Ronak, please tell me.
I just inserted in ChatGPT and it's clearly shown December to March.
What the peak months?
Yes.
December to
March.
March. Then
ChatGPT is on off today. Give it rest.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you can try. It is enjoying its Sunday, yaar.
AI
ma'am,
can make
because then
mistakes.
I got confused that ChatGPT cannot be wrong.
यार come on, नहीं ऐसा नहीं
This
है.
is the drawback of AI, na?
हाँ, this is the
Technology
drawback.
drawback.
नीचे लिखा है ना बड़ा बड़ा. ChatGPT
Yeah.
can make mistakes, especially on Sundays. So,
Okay,
but yeah,
ma'am.
it is right on a Sunday. ठीक है. I would say October to March. These are our peak months, and the rest of the months are our off-peak months. Fine.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
But I'll
Thank
still
you so much.
check. I mean, did you use ChatGPT or some other app?
Ma'am, I used ChatGPT.
ठीक है. So I'll
And
check
I
it.
inserted this graph and I asked ChatGPT that tell me what are the peak months. And
Okay,
it
let's
came
do it
July
live.
and
Okay,
August.
I'm doing it live now. See,
Okay,
I'm doing
ma'am.
only for your confirmation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Even you
Otherwise,
can
I'm
use
sure.
this Ask Copilot. Ma'am, if you use Ask
Let me
Copilot
use.
also, then also the same results come. I
But
use
I
this.
don't trust Copilot. You know, but I क्या?
Okay,
I've seen blunders with Copilot. I
Okay,
wanted
ma'am.
मैं उससे कुछ biology पूछ रही हूँ. It was explaining physics. I mean, it was a lot of difference.
Ma'am, you may try
saying-
ChatGPT.
Okay, I'm trying this. Tell me the peak months for this hotel. Okay, I'm
Yes,
using
ma'am.
it for. Let's see how it works. Yeah, but I know it. December लिखा हुआ है clear ना? December, January.
Yeah. Now it is come. I don't know, ma'am, why my results came the other way around.
Okay, maybe you have written off peak, maybe by mistake.
Maybe.
Also, what I'm trying to say for the exam point of view, for the exam, we will be saying that October to March are the peak months, and the rest of them are non-peak months.
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
Fine.
Got it.
Okay, fine.
Thank you so
okay.
much, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, and if you have any doubts, please let me know, and I hope you enjoyed the session.
Yes, ma'am. It was very
Yes,
useful.
yes.
Yes,
Thanks a
ma'am, a lot.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone, and all the best. Okay. And if till second you have any doubts, you can always send me a message.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Till when we'll get the notes from the channel?
Yeah, ma'am.
So you'll upload.
The notes. I'll
Yeah.
be sharing either by tonight, late night, or max by tomorrow 12 p.m.
On YouTube.
on the YouTube portal channel.
It will be like you'll be uploading a video maybe below that you'll be putting the links of this notes.
No, I'll see how I'm gonna do it. Either on LinkedIn or YouTube, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay, you all have my numbers, and I have your numbers too. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. All the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Welcome.
ma'am.
Bye.